What's going on, everybody? Welcome back, man. It's your boy Difran.
It's your boy B Neil.
This is the Absolutely Unsure podcast. We're back live in effect. I think this is about 6 weeks in a row. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta clap it up for us if you're in the room right now. 6 weeks for us in a row. That's a good start. So today, I think it's gonna be a little more, lighthearted, fun. The last couple episodes have been real serious. Black on black crime, police brutality, coon hand. Like, it's been real serious. And not to say those things aren't important, but we want to have fun. I don't want to be fucking serious all the time. That's just not fun. I don't think it's fun for people to listen to. Because you got to listen to shit whenever you got to listen to it. Whenever you see news, Trump, this, that, all day.
Yeah,
so we're still going to talk about real shit, though. It's going to be there. But we got some topics, light, have fun today. So we're going to get all that. Before we do, you already know what you got to do, man. If you haven't subscribed, listen, make sure you subscribe to iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. Go to the YouTube channel. Give me the 10 subscribers this week. Just give me the 10. We're at 8. Just get the 10. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I was asking for 2 subscribers.
Just give me something. Just give me 2. It's simple. It's 300 y'all, 400, 500 y'all. Let's do it a week. Go on YouTube right now. Absolutely Unsure Podcast. The full podcast video should be up there, so you can go watch it if you want to listen regardless. So go there, search up Absolutely Unsure, and it'll be there for you for your viewing pleasure. And said, listen, maybe you don't want to listen. Maybe you want to watch us. But what you got, man? You got any good things for this week?
Any good things?
Any good things for the week?
Nope, not off the top of the head.
What do I got? I got some. What happened that's good this week? Living life, life's good. Family's healthy. Everybody's good. That's my good thing. If you got any good things, guys,
my PC coming in.
PC coming in. Brice gonna make more videos on his YouTube channel. And
Hey,
y'all can go follow me on my personal YouTube channel too. It's Difran. Go check that out. But a lot of topics, a lot of things going on. I was gonna start off the podcast with rest in pieces to people. Because it's a sad week. Rest in peace, Naya Rivera. They found her body in the lake. Rest in peace, Lil Marlo. He got killed in Atlanta. Rest in peace to the YouTube.
You said we were starting off good.
No, but it's just like I feel like rest in pieces are good because it's close. It's like
closure or something.
Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't personally know them, so I'm not personally like.
I get what you're saying.
But, just condolences to their families. Especially that Naya Rivera thing. It's like...
That's the one with in the lake?
The girl from Glee, yeah. Or Big Sean's old ex girlfriend. It's like... I think they were searching for her body for like 4 days, and then they finally found it coming out the lake. Can you imagine?
I'm childish, bro.
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. I know it's a bullshit.
Nah, yeah, I couldn't imagine some shit like that.
I'm just talking for the son, because she was canoeing or boat paddling, whatever they're doing with the son. And he just in the boat. His mama, he look around, she gone, drowning. It's like...
It's a bunch of stories, but either way, it's just traumatizing regardless.
So,
but they was like she tried to save him.
But see, okay. The things people say, I just don't understand. Because when I heard somebody saying it, they didn't say they fell out of the boat. They said they was swimming in the boat. Or they was swimming around. Mm-hmm. And then she went to put him back in there. And I guess she didn't have the strength to push. So it wasn't like from what the people said, it wasn't like a save thing. It was just like she put him up there, and maybe she got caught by a current, maybe she got caught by something.
Who knows?
You know what I'm saying? But either way,
could have slipped and hit her head.
4-year-old doesn't have his mama no more, so that's tragic. The YouTube girl, I don't know if you heard about that. I don't know who she is. She's just a YouTuber. She was 8 months pregnant. She died. Her and her baby died.
Oh, I heard about how deep.
I don't know how they passed away, but that's tragic. That's sad. Lil Marlo was a QC rapper. He was leaving the studio, gunned down on the highway. It's tragic things. But hey, we're good. So let's get into some shit. What do you want to get to, man? You want to get into Giselle?
Giselle, that's not what we trying to start. Where's Giselle? Giselle who?
Maxine.
Nah, man.
That's serious?
Yeah.
I think because I don't know shit about it, so it's all jokes.
Oh,
I
mean, we can start. We can start there.
I don't fucking know.
We can start there.
If you don't know, not Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein's mistress or his madam who used to pick up all the little girls. If you ever watched Filthy Rich on Netflix, go watch Filthy Rich on Netflix. It's about the whole Jeffrey Epstein massage parlor thing, right?
I didn't even know that shit was on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's called Filthy Rich. But she's locked up, so now everybody's assuming and thinking that it's a wrap for people in Hollywood, big investors, politicians. Like, she's going to be the one that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself or he got killed. He couldn't do it, so she's going to do it. What do you think? I don't know.
I don't think she's going to make it.
You had the flight logs. You think you did the video about the flight log. People was on the flight.
I don't think she will make it.
There was a report that the New York Post put out that said they move her from cell to avoid assassination attempt. So it's got to be something to the Flight Island. That's UFC. That's Fight Island. Whatever the pedophile island, whatever that is, and her knowing what's going on. Because if she rats on everybody, what is she? Because you can't let her go free, right?
It's like worse than like the type of, what do you call when they hide you?
Witness protection.
The type of witness protection you gonna need.
Like just from the alleged names that are out there, let's say Bill Gates been on the plane, Bill Clinton's been on the plane,
Oprah,
Trump, and like these massive, powerful people. If she was to actually have evidence, not just saying, "Oh yeah, Trump flew over there one time," like you know what I'm saying? Because people will, especially for Trump, people will find like, "Man, he just with him because whatever." They'll find little things to say to discredit whatever she's saying. But she's like cold hard proof. Like she has hard drives filled with films and videos of Oprah and this person and that person. That would really shake up the whole country. Like you gotta think, Bill Clinton, Trump, in Hollywood execs. That shit would just shake shit up. It'd just be like too insane. If we already got too much going on, COVID, this, that, and then throw on top of it like everybody that people have looked up to their whole lives, like their political icons or their I want to be like this person. They all come out. They're all flying to an island to be pedophiles. It's like that's crazy.
That's what's out of everything you said to me was the I don't know how to even categorize it, but like the fact that she'll have to have all that proof and shit. Like for me, them going to the island and knowing how he was funding these little girls and things like that around was enough for me. Like it's like when you hear when they was at the what was that, Globals, and I forgot the dude name that had what's his name? Who it don't matter. But he was basically saying y'all all Epstein friends and they laugh and shit. Like people they all know about that nigga.
Gervais.
Yeah, Ricky Gervais. Like they know, like it's the same for them. Like
they know what's going on.
Like when they talk about Weinstein being trash, that's his name, right? Harvey Weinstein. Yeah. When they talk about being trash, everybody gonna be like, oh, like they know. Like it wasn't something that was new when it came out. Like so when they go to this island, like,
but like, what if you don't know? Like at the time you go to this island, like what if you Bill Gates, right? And Jeffrey Epstein, you have been, and he'd be like, oh, come to my island, and you get on the plane, it's just you and Jeffrey. Mm-hmm. You go to the house, there's no funny shit going on.
I agree.
But then he brings out other people for the funny shit. I might have been on the plane, but when I went there, wasn't no funny shit.
Yeah.
Now that I know there's some funny shit, I'm like, damn, I wish I'd never got on that plane. For me,
why does Jeffrey Epstein even have the clout enough for me to Bill Gates to even want to go to one of his like islands or parties?
Yeah, they're billionaires. You know.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein's a billionaire?
Yeah.
Why he a billionaire?
I don't know. You remember I told you I used to watch Super Life of Rich Billionaires and he was on there? It was like former math teacher Jeffrey Epstein bought the biggest that house.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember that.
Yeah, he was like $5 billion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a billionaire. I don't know what, but that's the thing. They don't know what he did. He says he was a financier, but they thought it was more like he was probably like a funneling people's money, getting it washed, like that type of person. But he was so rich with it because he was doing so many high profile clients. You know what I'm saying? And people, it's not just politicians. It's gonna be hedge fund people. It's like a long list of people.
I answer your question, your initial question, how you said how do I know? How can we judge them if they just went like one time? That's why. Like I said, you can't really just be quick to judge them, but if they went more than one time, bro, I can't keep excusing the behavior. And it's like, who don't know about Epstein? Like, Bill Gates, maybe you ain't know when you first met him, but like, it's like, just like Obama, he got people around him that's gonna be like well aware of his branding and how it affects the nation and wherever he go. So they gonna do the research for him. Like, it should be people for Bill Gates, like, hey, you shouldn't be fucking with him or something. Like with Kevin Hart, like with that one, the white lady, his advisor that kind of tell him that's a good move or a bad move or he should apologize or shouldn't apologize. Like they be
your PR people.
Yeah,
they you hanging out around.
And it's like, bro, everybody around Bill Gates can't be clueless about Epstein. Like,
I think it's like in hindsight, like when you look at it, like now it's kind of like when you look at, because like a lot of documentaries should be like you look at the full, like we're 30 years from removed, so you can see the whole image. But in that moment, you might not know like X, Y, and Z. Now, people like, when you watch that documentary talking about the girls that's getting massages and people coming to your house, like Alan Dershowitz, his lawyer, like he put on thing like, oh yeah, I used to get massages at Jeffrey Epstein's house all the time. But I didn't take my underwear off. It's kind of like, like these don't look like, and these are like 13, 12 that was doing the massage. Like, you know what a 12 and 13-year-old look like. Mm-hmm. You know. And even people like, say, Prince Andrews, right? Prince Andrews was hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein after he'd already been charged. Like, not this recent time where he went to jail, but the first time when he got charged.
That's what I have to ask the question. Like,
it's like, at that point.
When did this, like, mainstream just not found out about this shit?
Yeah.
But they, like, it had to be a point where, how long Jeffrey Epstein been around? Like 20 years?
Longer than that, bro.
30?
The 80s and the fucking, he's about the
like,
Clintons.
Like his first 5 years, I like, okay, so how long he been doing the island shit?
I don't know. But he has the island and he has the Colorado
Mexico
state.
shit. Oh, and he got some shit in New Mexico
wherever
too.
It's at. One of them fucking rural, rural places.
So for me, it's like, how long he been doing that shit? How long he had the island? How long he been doing that pedophile shit? Because then it's like, if it's been 10 years, it's like, well, you should have figured that out by now. Like, and it depends. Maybe these people only met 2 or 3 times and stuff. But for me, it's like,
because you can get caught up in that. If you were hanging out with somebody twice, you got pictures together. It's like, you knew him. It's like, yeah, I hung out with him, but I didn't know he was fucking.
For instance, it's the same thing with the Sandusky and
Paterno.
Huh?
Paterno.
Paterno. Sandusky was the dude that did it. I was thinking I was the coach for some reason. Yeah, so Sandusky and Paterno. It's like, bro. Yeah, he might not ever told you. Yeah, you might not ever did it, but you was the head coach for 15, 20 years of why this behavior was going on.
I didn't say he knew that's why they tore his statue shit down.
They never proved that he knew. They never proved it, but it was almost like 2 and 2, bro.
Yeah,
like it's like it's no way in hell you didn't know.
I think it's people like, and it's like the Trump thing. Like I see people say, "Oh, well, that wasn't really cool. They didn't hang out that much." But you see so many pictures with them, with like young girls, and like that type of person. Yeah, Prince Andrews hung out with him a lot, stayed at his house. It's like, you probably know, but like, it's kind of like the guy who we went to high school, right? So he went to prison for sexually assaulting his daughter or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. If you after high school was seen hanging out with him, and then he gets caught for that, it's kind of like they're gonna be looking like, Brice, sometimes you don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
If you only hang out with them
if you didn't know,
every once in a while, you don't know. Like, not saying, let's say, okay, Darius. Darius would probably, I'm gonna say probably. He wouldn't, I know Darius. He wouldn't do shit like that, right? But at this point in our lives, I don't hang out with Darius every day. I don't talk to Darius every day, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what Darius does. If Darius got caught doing something, they would go back and be like, but y'all are cool. Y'all got group messages. You had to. No, I don't fucking know.
We don't talk on not on an everyday basis.
But if you on the flight log a million times to the island, it's kind of like.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. How many times you went to the island? How many interactions you had with Epstein? That would be my biggest thing. But for me, I just feel like at some point y'all are aware of his behavior. Even if you don't go, even when you go, he doesn't do that when you're there. You still enabling his behavior for me.
Because the difference between I feel like Epstein and Harvey Weinstein is Epstein is a international playboy type thing. So it's like, you might not know, like, because it's such a wide variety of people you run into, hedge fund, this, that, right? So you might not have stories circulating because you got to think, like, politicians hang out with them. They might not be running with the hedge fund people, like, shit they might know. Or they're not, hedge fund people aren't running with the Hollywood people that things they might know Epstein. Harvey Weinstein is a Hollywood thing. So I feel like they all know because it's in this bubble of something.
I would agree with you, but it's weird when Epstein and Ricky Gervais is in Hollywood and they make that statement at a Hollywood show and everybody's laughing.
No, but I'm saying the Hollywood. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I know
I think it's different factions though.
I agree, but he's a lawyer and he has Alan Dershowitz that's a lawmaker, so he's in politicians, but yet Hollywood know that nigga. So it's like that nigga's in multiple realms as well. So it's like, that's why I was like, who is this nigga? Yeah. For this nigga to be in Hollywood and a politician, like, why are you so cool?
Hedge funds.
That's why I was like, bro, even the clubs and like parties and shit, like Hugh Hefner is a great example of that, how he maintained a certain like longevity of people always want to go to his shit. But it's like, you don't get that often where like this nigga never lost like the clout. Like this nigga kept the clout for this amount of time.
Even after he got charged with doing stuff with children.
Yeah, it's like
what is so cool about him that even though he got charged, I don't know what the exact charge was. I know it was something about underage. I don't know if it was for the massages or for whatever, but that's still, you shouldn't be massaging little girls. But like, people still wanted to like associate with you.
Mm-hmm. Even with the Maxine lady, like her dad supposedly was like, I would assume he was like probably the one connected to the shit and put her on, cause like he basically like Aaliyah, how they did to R. Kelly, they did that to like he did that to like the Prince of whoever the fuck it was at the time, Prince
Kind of,
Henry
they
or
say
some
she's
shit.
like a British socialite or whatever.
Yeah. So it was but her dad put her in that role type shit, and then once she got connected with the British royalty, she started making moves from there. So it's like,
and she linked it with Jeffrey, and then it was off from there.
Like, who the fuck is she for her to be so powerful, like to be connected to all these people?
Operatives, man. It'd be like the more and more you get older, the more and more you see shit come to light, the more and more these TV shows that you look like, man, that shit would never happen. These things are fake, and like when you think about offshore bank accounts and shit like that, you know they're real, but you don't really like know because
you can't imagine.
Like whenever that big breach came out, when all these people was getting caught with their fucking offshore bank accounts, you're like, oh, so they really got offshore bank accounts in these fucking places. I don't know what that was called when it was a big leak, but
I remember.
A bunch of names, a bunch of companies. It's like, oh shit, they really doing this.
And that's that go back to capitalism. That go against America because nigga, that's money that's not in our system flowing.
They push that shit right on out to the Caymans and the Swiss.
They be getting interest on that shit too.
But will she die? I don't know. Will she get killed? Will she kill herself?
I think so. I think that she's not gonna make it, man. It's just, and even with media, bro, I don't even think they give a fuck enough to be like, I know everybody's watching.
So if she makes it, right? Say she makes it through, right? She goes to trial. If she don't drop names on nobody, she don't no evidence, no whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever everybody thinks, oh, the Clintons, the Trumps, all that. Then what is it? What do people think it is? Like she just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just take the shit for everybody. Like I'm gonna just take it to the grave with me." Or is it maybe none of that shit really? As far as celebrities knowing pedophile, like Jeffrey Epstein knowing pedophile shit is known, like that's there. But other people doing it with him.
Yeah.
Would you like?
Basically, it's giving them a pass.
I wouldn't say that you just think like, no, fuck it, no, everybody's innocent. But it's kind of like, why didn't she? Like she didn't get killed. She didn't get any kind of deal. She got life or whatever she gets for whatever her charge is. Why didn't she just, if she had the evidence, why not bring it down with you?
The thing is, though, why is she even being charged? She getting charged with pedophilia shit.
What's she getting charged with? What's her actual, like, charge?
Like,
let me see. I'm going to look it up, guys. We're going to do some. We're not going to be absolutely unsure about everything. We're going to know what she's getting charged with.
Because even with Hillary Clinton, like, shit, she in trial right now, too. She might not say drop no names.
Oh, it just says she's been charged related to her alleged role in the sexual abuse of girls and women with Jeffrey Epstein.
It don't say nothing about human trafficking, huh? Bro, that's why I just can't deal with this American system, man. Because they know way more than we do. And they know it's a pedophile ring. But they just gloss over it. It's so sad.
We're about to get real serious. Because, like, I was just looking at shit today. Like, I don't want to get off of this because I do want to talk about Chrissy Teigen and, like that whole... Like, I don't know about... Not even about, like, was she a part of Pizzagate or... Just, like, the double standard...
And shit.
The double standard of tweets and, like, things like that. But we're going to get that. But, like, the thing you shared today, which I heard about the story, but I never, like... You know, you hear about stories, you don't really feel the gravity of it until you see how it affected certain people. The judge who... was sentencing kids.
Yeah, that shit was trash.
Whatever.
That shit was trash. The dude, like, it was so trash. Yeah,
like the 15-year-old. What did it say? They thought he stole a bike that
his parent bought for him,
or something.
and he ended up spending 5 years in and out of jail because of that.
And then he died of an overdose. And then one dude shot himself in the chest because he. Crazy. Like,
another girl made like a burn account on Twitter, and they called a terrorist threat and shit like that.
She went to juvenile. Like, bro, the things people
and he was getting paid for sending kids to the juvenile detention center.
2,000 kids. And the thing is, it's kind of like, I don't know if I talked about this on the last podcast, just in reference to him. He got caught, or he told, well, I don't know how he got caught, but he got caught. You know people that probably do that haven't been caught?
Yeah.
Then there's this documentary on Hulu about these kids. Well, they're not kids now. They're like 70, 80. But it was a doctor in a small town. He would... tell people that, oh, your child that was stillborn, oh, it was an adoption, or not an adoption, oh, it was a whatever, stillborn, your baby died, whatever. And he's selling them out the back to people around the country.
Oh, alive babies.
No, they're not dead.
Sheesh. I ain't heard about that one.
Okay, ready to go. Y'all
yeah, I know.
Baby. Oh, sorry, your baby died. It's stillborn. Whatever.
They don't show you the baby.
They don't show you or nothing. They hand your baby out the back door to a family. You in Texas, they sent your baby to Wisconsin with this family. They're gone. They ended up finding out because there's something happened with the clinic. So there was, I think, like 150 people who were displaced from their actual families, trying to find their real families. It's too late. A lot of them are 60, 70. They don't get to meet their mom. There's some stories like, oh, you met a sibling. You found this sibling over here in Wisconsin. You found this. But you think about that, because some of these people went to fucked up families. Like, you took me away from my real family, my real connection. I don't get to meet none of these people, because it's different if you find out when you're 20, 30, but like I'm 70.
It's still
like
trash.
One guy was like 75.
Yeah.
Like he met his sister. That's cool. They loved each other. I don't know if he's still alive. They died, whatever. Yeah. Like your mama did, your daddy did. Like,
yeah,
they got to even give you the opportunity because he was just selling you out the back door. And this is like the 50s time where you can really track that. And then at the end of that documentary, he had a son-in-law that moved down to like Chattanooga, Tennessee, and then they start tying his clinic. So it was like, you don't know how many people are doing this shit.
Sheesh.
Like, it's just crazy.
Undocumented.
This is like, it just goes like with the Jeffrey Epstein. There's that shit that happens to people. Then there's this. I guess you could consider this is
trafficking. It's trafficking. That's still trafficking.
That's trafficking, and then like the judges, they're trafficking bodies through prisons. Like it's all like some kind of thing. It's crazy.
I mean, trafficking. About. Man.
And then people try to say that ain't fucked up. That's the thing. Okay, like I've been like defending America like over the past couple weeks, but it's like there's a lot of things that go in America that we don't know about. That are just, if we actually blew the lid off of shit, you might say, oh, this is a really fucked up place. Like, it's great we have our freedoms, but when you see certain shit that's going on, it's like...
The thing is, I think the reason that it's so confusing, because it's not the everyday people. Like, yeah, they're gonna have some fucked up people, but it's the people in charge a lot of the time that's doing all this corrupt shit. Like he was the head doctor in that town, right? And he was an everyday person.
But you gotta think back in the day, like when you a doctor, like now it's like there's so many doctors. Yeah. So it's like you don't look at the doctor like, oh my God, you're like the
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Back in the day, it's like you're a doctor of our town. It's kind of like when you get them small towns in Texas, it's like, where's the sheriff? Like he's really important. Yeah. Sheriff in Houston, you don't really know the fuck he's just so many police. I was like, whatever.
I got what you're saying.
And it's he was that there, and a lot of those kids too. They were saying that because he used to cheat on his wife with so many. Like, a lot of them kids was his. So he was just giving away, like, you don't want nobody to know that you're a fucking man whore. I'm a good family man. I'm this, I'm that. Giving away kids. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the world, man.
Yeah.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot, bro. But let's talk about Chrissy Teigen, because this is weird to me. So, I haven't seen no really big outrage. I've seen Summer Walker put up some posts about like she's a weirdo, she's this, she's that, like talking about Chrissy.
Shout out to Summer Walker.
She was really like on her ass, like what the fuck is going on here? And I like shit like that because I feel like that's keeping the same energy. Because this is the thing, Chrissy Teigen gets off on because she hates Trump and she's lied about being Trump. People hate Trump, so they let her slide. Mm-hmm. But it's like I more so would look at somebody. You know how like the old tweet things, people bring up old tweets, you get canceled, you get whatever. She's bringing up weird. She's saying weird pedophile things. Shit, yeah. Like, let me see if I can find it. I had some. I don't know if I.
She was like, she basically doubled down and was like, yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm involved in Pizzagate. Yeah, I'm involved in pedo shit like this. Yeah, piece of this,
piece of that. Pizzagate shit is so, like, people be, things that people say, oh, it's true, it's not true, it's this, whatever. But, like, not even the Pizzagate shit, right? Saying these little girls on Todd's chair doing a split turns me on. I want to see, where can I see teens?
You talking about birth? Before she had gave her response?
Yeah, before. Like these are old tweets. They're like from 2011, 2013. Like, oh, like the old tweet thing. Like, we're going to bring up your old tweets from 10 years ago and we're going to use them against you. My bad. Let me look this up. Because I want to really read the tweets to you.
I'm looking for them too. She blocked 1 million people.
I just looked that up.
And then she deleted 60,000 tweets. She had deleted 20. See that shit. How the fuck you can delete that many tweets?
I really want to see the damn tweets that she tweeted. I had them somewhere. I'm sorry, people. I know this seems like a calamity. You know what I'm gonna do?
Seeing little naked girls, seeing little images, seeing little girls do the split half naked is just. I want to put myself in jail. Hashtag toddlers in tears. Toddlers in tears. Wow. I'm going to jail all over pizza. Let me see. Today turned out to be a beautiful day for Twitter. No.
Silence. Anyways, I don't know. She had a lot of weird, creepy pedophile things on Twitter. That's not really my main point. My main point is we will get on Twitter, right? And we'll cancel the white quarterback who said, I was with my niggas when he was 13, right? I'm with my niggas, whatever you want to say when he's 13. She's on here talking about weird pedophile shit. Even if you say that's a joke, I don't think joking about being a pedophile or pedophile for little kids is a joking matter. What are you reading?
Nah, he just said the cleanest and best pleasure is to have sex with a 13-year-old
Who
up
said
until
that?
that. Chrissy Teigen. She was talking to Kevin Shockey. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
It say when pedo Galeen sings like a canary, if she don't die, we don't have anything to do with this. I know for a fact it won't go away. They'll just think of another excuse. It's extremely disheartening. I don't know how to stop this. I don't think anyone's quite gets it. That would suck if you wasn't involved, but people would tie you into the shit.
But it's like even if she's
but
not,
I know.
Even if she's not involved, she's tweeting weird pedophilia things when she was younger, right?
Yeah.
We cancel people all the time for they used to say faggot when they was in high school. They used to say the N-word, or they said whatever they've said. Muslim, they made a bad joke. Whatever. Kevin Hart got killed. Cancel him off the Oscars because he said if his
I'm about
son
to
was
Anthony
gay,
Weiner this kid.
That's what I'm saying. Like Kevin Hart said he was going to bash this thing if his son was gay, right? People killed him. For some reason, Chrissy Teigen, she's getting some heat just because people like to join in on the heat. But it's just fascinating to me that when it comes to like talking about little kids, there ain't that much smoke for her.
Skinny pedos drink Pedolite. That was a horrible joke.
I don't know what she's talking about.
Like Pedolite.
No, I know.
Oh,
that,
okay.
But like, whatever.
Weird bitch.
It's just weird shit. It's like, what do you? It's like, and I was thinking about. I was just thinking about this too. I was thinking about like, the nigga academics. He literally got suspended for talking shit about this lady. It's like a weird, like, says weird shit about kids on Twitter. Yeah. Like if I got suspended from my show, kicked off Twitch for this, it's like, why not kick her off Twitter? Why not kick her off this? Why not do that? And it's the fact that I probably would go, if I was to get famous, right, and do that, I need to delete tweets, right? I could probably find maybe 10 to 20 tweets, maybe. I don't even know if I had that many. I might even have that many. 10 to 20 tweets, maybe, that might be questionable. Let me delete that. I don't want to lose this deal here. I don't want to lose this beat. Whatever. 60,000 tweets you deleted? That's suspicious to me.
I agree. Sound like Hillary Clinton in her emails.
60. How many times is she a supermodel? Why she have so much time to tweet? Like, regular people don't have that much time to tweet. I could probably look at my Twitter right now, and I probably have like,
I'm trying to figure out how
1,000 tweets so far.
Twitter had to give her something to help her delete that shit.
No, I mean, I know there's softwares and shit that you can pay to like do certain things, but like as far as that goes, deleting tweets and finding the tweets, I don't know how she did that so fast.
That's what I'm
Blocking
saying. Like,
a million people.
You had to have
block
help.
a million people?
You had to have help. Like you can't
unless you because there's certain applications where you could look up like your name with keywords and you could put like batch. Like when I used to do Twitter, for the podcast, when I first had the podcast, and I was like, let me do some kind of marketing thing. I would like type in Joe Budden podcast, right? Or I go to Joe Budden podcast Twitter account, and I would like follow everybody on the thing and send them a message because I'm like, okay, they like podcasts, I do podcasts. Maybe it'll cross whatever. But like a million people, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, and then Twitter be like you unfollow 50 people for the day.
Yeah,
like
you're done.
Like so even with tweets, you only can tweet so much. Like
Twitter probably did. I mean, they probably did give us one
like,
backdoor
that's
thing to help her out.
Like I know ain't nobody just personally watching Chrissy Teigen every tweet, but it's like people around her, just like the Harvey Weinstein shit. It's like, bro, you see her tweeting this wild ass shit, and it's like, I guess what can you do just to you ain't prove shit.
Yeah, she's not really doing it, but it's like weirdo shit. Like these celebrities are just get weirder and weirder by the day.
Man,
And people look up. I don't even know why I don't even know why Chris
Weirder and weirder every day, bro. After I looked up Marina Abramovich,
I don't know who that is.
man, the one that Jay-Z, Beyonce, Lady Gaga, basically, really Lady Gaga is trained by her and been getting a lot of her artistic integrity or her artistic takes from her, because that lady, she's technically an artist, but she's also a Satanist. And when you think, it's Jay-Z got a video where him bowing down to her, like she's standing on this little wood thing, and they put their foreheads to each other. I didn't know that was her in that video, or it might have been commercial. I don't know what it was, but yeah, they fuck with her. And she be having rituals where, you know how they be having cakes with babies and shit. She be like, you seen that, right? When it's a baby and it's
like
a cake.
New Orleans?
Huh?
Don't they do it in New Orleans?
I don't know. I just know I see it on Twitter. Like they'll have like it look like a baby or a human, and they can cut it.
Yeah.
And like they do that, but 10 times more. Like it'd be bloody too, and things like that.
New Orleans, they bake a cake and there's a baby inside of it, and you find it's like good luck or something like that.
Wow, that's
not like
that's different though. But
yeah. I was thinking like a real baby.
Yeah, that's but a lot of but like I said, a lot of these artists be fucking with these people, bro. And it's just crazy when you start seeing. It's like you can't hide as much no more because there's so much information out here. Just too much. Too much information, bro.
I don't know about hanging out with her. I'd have a discussion with her just because I would be curious.
Marina Abramovich?
Like people who like, I would have a conversation with Satan just because I'm curious. Like, why do you believe what you like? What is that? Like what? It's kind of like my thing with serial killers. Like, I want to know what is like what's going on in your head. Like what makes even like a Christian who's like super Christian. I'm like, no, why? Like what about it makes you like, you know what I'm saying? Why are you so diehard?
Well, I'm spiritual, so I agree.
This person goes to this. Like why is it like this?
You have to listen to people like that in a sense, but just to see where they head at. But yeah, bro, like you said, man, these people getting weirder and weirder every day, man.
It's just weird to me that like that's not a big backlash.
Like John, so it made me question John Legend. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you got a weird wife, fam.
I think somebody posted Angela Stanton. She posted it. Like Chrissy Teigen, she posted Chrissy and John Legend and Harvey Weinstein. Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, and I don't know why Oprah gets so much. I don't know what Oprah's done. Where it's like the shift of like after I've seen it after the Michael Jackson thing is when she really started getting
and
like
the Kobe shit
all the smoke.
With Gail.
Yeah, the Gail thing, like the Michael Jackson was even before that. So like it started there, and then it like really like she did like the after show with the dudes who tried to allege Michael Jackson like 40 years after.
Yeah, it was something before that. I can't think.
I was like, I thought Oprah was she's next president. She's this. Everybody loves her, and now it's like everybody hates her. She can't do nothing without getting any kind of backlash.
Some people, I think some things she invested. I can't remember. I can't put my finger on what Oprah did. You got to do research. Yeah. Can't remember everybody fucking.
Like all in all, though, celebrities are weird. Chrissy Teigen is weird. They're all weird, and they're all really hypocrites. They do weird shit behind the scenes. They were just weird people. If you met them in real life, you'd probably be like, "Why the fuck am I hanging out? Why do I look up to this person like it's oh my god, they're so cool?" That's why I would never want to meet Drake, because I already know I feel like Drake in real life is probably corny. But it's like I don't want to meet you.
Maybe a lot of them niggas weirdos.
Because it's like it would ruin the music. I don't even really want to meet you. Now if I met you,
he said the same thing though.
It'd be cool. But
he said the same thing in one of his songs.
What?
When your idols become your rivals, like he referenced to other terms.
Oh, he said like you see behind the scenes that the picture gets big, some shit like that. I know what you're talking about, but. All in all, Giselle, whatever she spilled the beans on everybody. That's gonna be a huge story. 2020 has already got so much shit going on.
Yeah, bro, it's so difficult.
Kobe died. This person died.
The distractions.
COVID came. George Floyd died. Breonna Taylor. They're still doing the Breonna Taylor protests. I think who just got arrested down there? Kenny Stills got arrested. Trey got arrested. YB and Corday. Tamika Mallory. Yandy for Love Hip Hop and this other lady from. They all got arrested for protesting down there. And it's like, it's crazy.
It's a crazy world, man.
They got charged with a felony.
It's a crazy world, man. Just for protesting? They
said they're trying to intimidate the attorney general and doing charges on the officers.
Bro, you just get frustrated hearing shit, bro.
Can I say something about the Breonna Taylor thing? I don't know all the facts about it, right? I don't want anybody to get me. Look, the hands are coming up. I don't
know what you about to say.
I don't know all the facts. I don't know how it works, right? But if you're doing a job, right? You're doing a job, and your superiors are telling you go do this, right? You're thinking it's just a part of the job. So no knock warrant is a part of their whatever.
Yeah.
They bust in their house. They get fired on from what I've seen they've said. They get shot at. So they return fire. and they killed Breonna Taylor in this exchange. Is that a charge you think? Like, should they be getting charged, or should like the higher ups who initiated the thing for like negligence?
Yeah,
like they're just doing their fucking thing.
I know when they don't cover
and
shit
once again,
up.
I don't know the full facts of how
when they don't cover stuff up like this. Whenever you go have a warrant and you do performing at the wrong house, usually it's a lot of repercussions for that. Like you can't go to the wrong
they said it's the right house. He just wasn't there, and he had already been arrested 30 minutes later. I guess they didn't get alerted of the arrest being made already.
So the people, Breonna Taylor was connected to somebody doing crimes?
They said it's a house they've been surveilling, and he goes there, some shit like that.
But he don't stay there, and they didn't have proof he stayed there.
No.
Yeah, negligence.
So is it their fault, or is it like judge who signs a warrant, their superior officer?
If you asking me,
who gets charged in that situation?
If you asking me, you have to charge.
They'll charge the underlings just to save the higher ups. I already know.
You have to charge the higher ups because it's like they were just doing their metaphorical job, and it's like they were told they don't have to knock. But being smart, you'd be like, I would want to knock, but it's like that's just a dumbass. That's a dumbass fucking a system. Like who goes into somebody's house to knock? In America, when niggas have the right to have guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bust up in here.
Like when was that ever against our? Like that's against the Constitution.
We just gonna bust in their house and like
against the Constitution. Even if you got a warrant, you're supposed to have to knock because that may not be just your house. Like, if I'm not mistaken,
you gotta bust in my house. This police officers. If I had I ain't gonna say what I got. No got. You would assume you would shoot because you don't know who that is.
Yeah.
It don't even matter if somebody come to your house and they say I'm the police. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah. And it's like you shouldn't be able to bust into somebody's house because you don't know who's all in that house. Unless you can confirm it's one person in that house. Then you could take an aggressive approach. But you shouldn't have an aggressive approach when you know it's people in the house. It's just like
you don't know if it's kids in there, you don't know you.
And that's the only that's me saying because now you violating other people's constitutional right. Yeah, he stayed there in that house, but other people got constitutional rights, so you violating their shit when you just run in there.
That's
like, you got a warrant for him, but not all of them.
Really, the whole thing is like who really gets charged? Is it the soldiers or is it the generals? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the soldiers are following their orders.
Bro,
or whatever.
I say the same thing about these not Chrissy Teigen, but all these celebrities that got put on that list. If this shit 50 years from now, it's gonna be 100 other celebrities that got that same name on the list because that's how Hollywood probably encouraged them niggas to go to them type of islands and shit. So they had this dirt where they can't get too much powerful and shit. So it's like 50 years in the past, they probably had probably was motherfucking Hugh Hefner. Let's be real. So, yeah, it's like even with them, I don't want to just cancel celebrities because we need to. They need to be accountable. Don't get it twisted. The cops should be accountable in some way. Like we just need to educate them in that sense because it's like, bro, you just following a dumbass law and you should be smarter. But even then, it's like you can't tell them to be smarter than that because of peer pressure. And
I look at it like this. I look at it like in the olden days, the 60s and 70s, Vietnam War, whenever that 50s, 40s, and like troops come back home. People are mad and spitting on shitting on troops, but y'all are mad at the troops, but y'all still fuck with the government. But the government is the one who told them to go and do that.
Yeah.
So it's like, who really needs to be held accountable?
Yeah.
Now, like I said, the Breonna Taylor thing, I don't know the full thing. That's what from what I've read and what I've seen, it was knock, or not even knock. We bust in. They say they announced themselves. They say they got shot at first, and then they return fire. If that is the true story, I'm not saying nobody should be held. Breonna Taylor should have just got killed in this, whatever. But like, who do you? Because at the end of the day, they thought they were performing their duties.
So for me, I gotta stop excusing people's behavior like they just completely stupid. Yeah. Like that's why I say I gotta hold the cops accountable. Even though I know peer pressure and you gotta follow it, and if you want to keep your job and shit. Man, and then they probably had other moments where they did no knock warrants and the shit went successful. Yeah, so it's like too. Fuck. That's a difficult conversation to have. As far as like, I think they had to go through training. Maybe that's the accountability. Maybe it's not nothing crazy. But when you consider somebody losing their life, you're like, nigga, they just need to go to training.
You know what the stupid thing about all that is? I mean, cut you off.
Now you good. What happened?
If you know the guy, regardless, they already arrested him 30 minutes later, but those guys didn't know. So say he wasn't arrested, but you know he lives there. Just like he gonna come outside, just waiting to pop out on him. You don't gotta come in my house in the middle of the night and And it's different if I'm tipped off or like you tap my phone, you know I'm going on the run tonight. Even if you know I was going on the fucking run, just wait out there. I'm gonna be outside.
That's why. Training got to be a bigger part of it because it's like y'all have so many resources. You're gonna find him even if it's not today. Yeah. Like you're going to find him. So y'all be panicking and shit anyways. But yeah, like I said, maybe they need training, but then when they go to higher ups who enforce these laws and shit, it's like, how do you even put them in jail, bro? It's just
a
so
sticky situation. It's like I know people really want, like they keep saying the cops who killed Breonna Taylor aren't arrested, but it's like these are just weird situations because the George Floyd thing is different. That's not higher up saying you to go do something. You're going out of your way and you're putting.
Well, they said it's okay to. They said that was a. In some cases, they said that's a legal way to pull somebody down.
Whatever, yeah.
Seduce somebody.
True. But the whole like, we're doing our job. We're the SWAT team. For instance, whatever the fuck we are.
It's the same question we talk about when we talk about like politicians, because you got to think it's the senators and shit pushing these laws and stuff too. People we vote on, and it's like they get briefed and they get passed down ways that's been done already. So even with like Hillary Clinton, and I y'all know I hate Hillary Clinton, but to say like when she talk about black people need to heal, she's just saying some shit from the past. So it's like, yeah, you can arrest her, but it's like you're not stopping the idea. So it's like. It's just so complicated. But it's like, yeah, arrest Hillary Clinton and stop her. But it's like somebody gave her statistics that was saying that black people need to be healed. You know what I mean? Like, who did the research to say that? Like, who? So it's like, bro, you gonna arrest the scientists? Like, because they didn't do full research? Like,
even if you think that she's the pinnacle, is like, there's probably a
like she wasn't the person that made the articles and the research and shit like that. Like, she read some shit, she believed it, and she made some policies to go behind what she was backed by. But it's like, who goes to jail? Yeah. Because they all technically involved in the process. So it's like, bro, we just got to realize we following some idiots. We've been some either idiot people or idiot systems, man, because this shit is so flawed. And we think we should go vote.
Because it's kind of like this. It's kind of like if you flip it on a pure, like, I'm committing a crime level. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Money Heist on Netflix, right?
I haven't heard of it.
It's a master. It's a good. You gotta watch it. It's a good. It's in Spanish, but they do it. They have like dubbed over in English, but it's good. There's a mastermind who trains these 7 people, get into the bank. It's not even like it's like where they print the money. Like, we just going to the treasury. Mm-hmm. Getting there, we're doing this. We're doing. Like, I'm gonna teach you guys how to get out. I'm gonna be communicating with you guys from here the whole time. I'm not actually in the bank. I'm not actually robbing it. Right. Mm. If I'm directing these people to do this and they get caught, I'm still. Even though I haven't broken in, I haven't done nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like with the police. Like, you instructed these people to do these certain things, and it went bad. Mm-hmm. So, like, some way you got to be held accountable for that too. I don't know if it's a police chief, police sergeant, whoever runs that unit. I don't know what it is.
See,
in some way,
that's the problem. It's not illegal for them to use lethal force. It's not a problem for them to take a life. Like, yeah, you gotta do extra paperwork, but it's not really a big deal. Especially if you was following, even if you were following all of the laws and you didn't do anything unjust, it still was fucked up. Because even like what's considered lawful in our eyes as far as what the cops can do is still fucking wrong. Like, you shouldn't take somebody's life because of what was the dude even? Why were they even looking for dude?
I don't even know what it was.
Like, it wasn't nothing.
Drugs.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing like he murdered 50 people. He was in threat of murdering and taking somebody else's life. Like, how we even go about the methods is just crazy. So
he sells 2 pounds of weed every week.
And it's like that's lawful than them to be able to take him out. But it's like, how can? Yeah, man, they don't even value life like how they should.
I just be thinking about shit like that because I just be seeing, like, of course I want some kind of justice. I don't know what form of justice it would be, but when I just don't know how that works, especially from when you hear like how situations go.
Oh, that's why I even
and how they follow
because it's like
orders or whatever they're doing.
You have your orders and all that, but it's like even then you should still be valuing life when you go in these no-knock warrants. Like, I know, oh well, they got shot at first, but it's like, so it put them in a shitty situation. So it's like, fuck.
I don't know who would be.
But then they supposedly was looking inside of windows. They was casing it, like they really seen how everything was set up, and then like. It's like, bro, they could have did better ways. But it's like, bro, I said I gotta stop excusing people and saying they're ignorant. They were just doing their job because that's a form of saying you're dumb. But we know you're not that dumb. You're just saying that to excuse yourself from like having to think about it or whatever. So it's like when they peeking and looking in the windows, casing the place out, they know that it's a woman in there. They know it's a man in there, and they probably even seen that old dude wasn't even in there.
They just thought they were gonna find something in there. Maybe dude left, whatever the fuck he was being charged or alleged to be charged.
That's the problem. That's the problem. Who confirmed that he was there? Why did y'all go in without confirming he was there? I guess you can do that with warrants, but with a no-knock warrant, that's risky. Like you shouldn't be.
Who's there?
Yeah. So
especially I feel like if they said they caught him 30 minutes before, it's like you gotta no need for the no knock. We got him.
Yeah, like
it's simple. Would have saved Breonna Taylor's life.
Well, the thing is, somebody that pulled him over probably had a regular ass cop have no idea. But yeah, it's just like the system's so slow.
If you're a regular beat cop and like the task force has their task, you don't know that they're actually about to execute a warrant on this. Even if he has a warrant for his arrest, you don't know. It doesn't say S2A task force is currently at home to get him. Let them know. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's all a sticky situation. But like I said, people out there getting arrested for protesting now. It's like,
and they hit Breonna Taylors Murder legit on the beach.
The beach chilling. The attorney general I ain't gonna say nigga can't live his life, but he just had an engagement party. He don't give a fuck. He don't. He's an attorney. You got to think like it's easy to say like it's what.
And I couldn't y'all.
Oh. You good? No, you got like
bro,
a revelation.
It just nigga. He deal with Breonna Taylors all the time. We just don't get them stories.
Yeah,
like this the one we heard about. But this shit happen all the time for him. But yeah,
but not even that. It's kind of like when you it's morals and then it's like your job. Most people in real life, like let's be honest, I know everybody lives in Fantasyland. I will stand on my morals. I will everybody gonna do the right thing. You got to think he's the attorney general of. Wherever that is, Kentucky,
even
Tennessee,
from what
whatever.
You say, his morals, he don't even see that as morals because what he's doing is lawful.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
but like you getting that pressure, like fuck, should I do? Should I not? You gotta think he's attorney general. He answers to the good. And I'm just saying this off of watching these TV shows and seeing how this person tell you shut that fucking investigation down. You want to progress to your career to whatever eventually, so you shut shit down. There's plenty of times like when you saw these cases, like when you be like, oh, they got off because they rich. Yes, that's true. But you also got to think they got out because their daddy knows this person and he's going to fund this district attorney's reelection. Do you want me to endorse your other guy? It's like a lot of that politicking shit that people don't see, don't talk about behind the scenes shit that go on that make people really snap at that thing. I know everybody wants everybody to have that certain morals or you think like you got to do the right thing. Like everybody don't think that way.
Especially then when you think about your attorney general, you already thinking shit lawful. Then you're gonna respect and protect the brotherhood because that's your family and your soldiers, your minions. You're gonna naturally respect them more than you respect the citizen. It's like you don't even see like it's hard for you to see people doing wrong when you so programmed to even be one track minded. Like you taught to see if these people as criminals, they need to be reformed, they need to be put in jail. Like even then, you're taught to feel the justice. You taught to feel the prisons, like as attorney general in a sense. Maybe even if you're not, they didn't directly tell you that. Yeah. Like
the year right this year.
That's what you're basically doing. So it's like even going back to the presidents, Hillary Clinton, all them being they're giving an agenda type shit, or they're giving their doctrine and how they need to run that seat. In a sense, like maybe they could tweak it a little bit, but yeah, man, it's
like when you think about the systems, like all these relationships run so tight. Like you see on TV, like Democrats and Republicans, they hate each other. They do. I say this all the time. Oh, the Republicans in the Senate hate the Democrats. Yeah. They go on TV, they talk shit about each other, and then the people really go into their real lives. And we cut family off, cut this off, cut that off. But little do you know, Nancy Pelosi is going out to dinner with Mitch McConnell, and they're really friends. But
you say like how we cut our family off because they're conservative or something.
Yeah, but they really kicking it. Like of course on TV they hyping up for their constituents. They want votes. They want to get popular. But behind the scenes they really chummy with each other. They talking just like you would think that prosecutors and like district attorneys and then defense lawyers they probably hate each other. But they be cool. They be doing that thing behind the scenes. Oh, give me this plea deal. I'll help you out here. Prosecutors got to be cool with
They be making sure their numbers good.
Can you do this for me? Get this guy. Give him the plea to public. These people are like, there's a lot more to it than just law and order, justice. It's a lot of behind the scenes shit, tricky shit, campaign things. It's like, it's a lot.
Man, it really is, bro. And it just keep, like when we talk, I always go to solutions and shit. It just, to me,
I don't know how you solve that.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, the shit's so passed down.
It's so ingrained in what it is. Like, you go into situations green, like, you're like, oh my God, I'm a district attorney.
You don't even know.
See how oh, we do this, we negotiate this way. Oh, we're cool with the
Maybe they do. No, I don't know.
we're cool with the defense lawyer. Oh, we work. We work. Of course, if we go to trial, we're against, but like we work to get. We don't want to be on their backs. Oh, okay. That's how we. Okay. And it's like it's just do you teach your intern like this? How you doing, man? Be cool with XYZ. Have their contact information. Do this. Do that. It's a tricky situation, man.
Especially when most people are really doing these jobs for wealth. They ain't really concerned about
In advancement. Like if you're a district attorney, like
money
say
or
there's
power.
10 district attorneys, right? And you want to be the lead district attorney of Houston. You got a big case against some billionaire's kid. They're like, get that shit dropped to a misdemeanor and get that shit. I'll fund your campaign for governor. Whatever the fuck it is.
For us, bro, it sound crazy, but we literally just got proof for the dude doing shit like that. The judge was getting funded by a motherfucking, what do you call it? A teen, what is this shit called? Juvenile delinquent centers. Paying him for 20 years.
And that's just getting money. I'm more talking about like being able to progress. Like, I know it's another TV. Oh, you just keep bringing TV shows because I really.
Nah, that's why I tried to bring up real life.
At this point, I think shit like this happens in real life.
It like, does.
A judge in How to Get Away with Murder. There's a big billionaire guy wanted to develop a property. He ended up setting up a hit on this girl, and then framed the boyfriend for it. He told the judge. Somebody came in and said, hey, somebody perjured, somebody lied, so you need to throw this testimony out. This guy's innocent. The judge overlooked it because the billionaire guy told him, hey, I'm a senator. You can go from the district judge in Houston to becoming a federal judge of Texas, which is lifetime appointment, federal judge. You fucking make laws or whatever the fuck they do. And he did it. And I'm sure that happens all the time. Yeah. Get that guy locked up, and I'll help you become the federal judge.
I'm going to ask this. So, that judge that was sending some people to delinquents, they were saying he didn't even read. Like, he ain't individually talked to these kids. He just read a profile.
Like 60 seconds, and then hit you with some time.
The fact that he got that power and authority, like, is more of the problem. Because, like, he's taught to most everybody that come in here is going to be criminal. Why should I technically care
or have some compassion for... The fact that people have that much power, like, think about it. Like,
take you from your parents.
Not even that. Like, think about it. I have the power. I could have 10 armed robbery cases coming here today, same way they robbed them, different stores, but everything's the same. They all took $50,000. Everybody took whatever. White, black, Mexican, Latinos, different people. I'm looking in front of me. What do I have? Okay, I have minimum 5, maximum 99. First person come in, 5. Next dude come in. 17. Next dude, I'll give him 35.
And they all did the same. And they all did the same.
They have that power to just throw like any number out there for you. And this isn't even. Let's not throw out everything. Throw out. Oh, he had prior criminal, or he had everybody first time offenders. Everybody's first time offenders. Yeah. They all under high school educated, but they're different races. I can just throw in any time I want to. That's crazy.
So it go from when you're a kid, you know how when you get in trouble for talking and the teacher write out that long ass description. Same for the cops. So the cops write out these long ass maybe bullshit motherfucking things about what you did or how things may have went down. That get passed on to the DA to decide whether this shit should go through. So now that's went through 2 hands. The judge now like shit. I got this my cop saying you did this, the DA approved it. And it's like nobody ever checked the cop to even see if he wrote some bullshit for whatever reason. It's like man, how shit could just be like, I could see how the judge would be like just reading shit. It's like, yeah, all this shit would make sense. These niggas are fucking little ass delinquent ass kids. Especially depending on how the cops usually write shit up. They usually add shit onto the shit. I
don't know how I could deal with it. When that lady was crying when she was talking about her kid getting 13,
I probably fuck around and shoot that judge.
It's like, bro, we're about to fight. Like, we about to go crazy in this
I fuck around and kill that judge.
It's like, bro, you talking about like after the fact?
Like, I might
like right there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's possible. Like, cause you literally just took my kid. Like, we was just chilling one day. Yeah, we got in, like we had to deal with the cops one day. And we was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna go down in court, deal with the principal. Yeah, we gotta go to court and deal with this shit. I wasn't thinking my fucking a little probation, a little community service. I didn't think my kid was gonna be sent to delinquent center for a year or 2. Like,
A
nah.
child, a 14-year-old going to juvenile.
Yeah, and it's like that's one example. Imagine if like it probably was a black kid that was 8 or some shit. Like,
They said as young as 10.
yeah, so it's like, bro, who?
A 10-year-old going to juvenile? 10?
And it's like you no other like
Unless
that's
he like kills like
and that's
what you gotta like,
that's his first thing to do.
To send a 10-year-old to jail.
Off a first offense, most likely.
Even now, like I said, the first offense is egregious. Like he raped somebody.
Yeah.
And he like kills them. Like that makes sense. But like if a 10-year-old stole a polo shirt, like what I did, right? If a 10-year-old stole a polo shirt, and you give him like juvenile time for that, it's like that's crazy. He's 10 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
How do you
crazy.
even justify that?
You can't, bro.
You can't justify giving a 10-year-old juvenile
You can't,
time.
bro. You can't, bro.
You just put him in timeout. Like that's not.
Even if he stole the shirt 3 times, it's like we gotta talk to you. What, you don't have no clothes at home?
Yeah,
Let's
let's figure this out, dog.
like it ain't that the kid that bad. Like it's just like you're not even thinking. Like and like I said,
10-year-old in juvenile.
like even then for me, that's me saying that the judge. That's me kind of trying to excuse the judge behavior. How I can see how like it's just the paperwork just gets shuffled down and they just next person.
They
to
got
stamp
big
it.
case loads. I get it, but like, I think it's different when you
Dealing with
when you
kids.
not even fuck. You don't gotta be not fuck kids, but it don't gotta be. When you dealing with people's lives,
Yeah,
like
in general.
you have control to determine how this person's life go.
They make them horny though. Like that should be turning them on.
It's like a sexual
Facts.
the power. Is
Like, yeah, I can't call it sexual, but I know that should turn them on for sure. They like it.
Having the power
It
to,
gives them confidence. When I say turn on, I mean just like it could mean just it give them
like
confidence.
they
It give
wake
them
up like, whoo, baby, I'm about to give a nigga 99 today.
yeah, and just walk out with his feeling hella
I'm about
good.
to give him 99 years, baby.
Like so, like
no parole.
Like when nigga get a haircut, he like, yeah, you know, I'm just going now. You know, I'm just gonna chill. I ain't gonna really do much. But him was like, I can get this nigga 25, I get this nigga 99, I get this nigga 5. How I'm feeling today? What you think I should do, baby? What you think? I might stun on. I feel gracious today. I'm feeling. You know what? I'm feeling real humble and real. What do you call it? Forgiving.
Yeah, I'm
gonna give him 5 yesterday.
I might give him
Versus you ain't getting no pussy. You ain't been hitting. You just lost some money or something. Oh no, this nigga going to jail for 50.
Yeah, he gonna give him 50. That's what I'm saying. You gotta account for people's bad days. Like you can say, "Oh no, they're perfect." Bro, people are people.
Yeah, and
You
that's too much
feeling-
power.
I'm feeling good today. What do you do? First offense, probation, whatever. I just got a flat. I got whatever. I'm feeling kind of anky. The dude outside, he kind of look like you. I can't do nothing to him because he not in here. You gonna look like him. I give you 5 years in prison.
That server ain't put that lemon in my water at lunch. Cause like we deal with a lot of judges and shit like that during lunchtime because they be coming from court and shit like that. That nigga ain't put that lemon in my water like I asked him. I'm gonna get his brother.
That's just I don't know, man. I can like jobs like that. I couldn't do a job.
But let's say this. I want to bring this into his instance. Like it's the same thing with like, I got fired, bro. Like, and when I went to complain. Like, nobody listened to me because they just took what the manager said. Like, ain't nobody give a fuck about a server. We can get another server, but it's the GM. We're going to go off what she said. Even though she ain't fired 15 people in 1 month. We ain't listening to none of these people cases. Like, we everybody called the number and everything. They was like, yeah, your case got denied. You can go apply to another Chili's if you want to, but we're not going to do anything as far as that. But she ended up going to an investigation and shit as well. But ultimately, it's like, you should have to go through many, like, more steps than that. I know they say they got the cop, they got the DA, they got the lawyers for you to protect you, and then you got the judge, and you got the fucking, sometimes they have the, what's your peers that's watching?
Jury.
You got the jury as well. All those different things are supposed to be checks and balances. But it's like them checks and balances be so bullshit. Even like I said, for the proper checks and balances at Chili's, there was other managers around that knew Candy was a bitch. Nobody reported her and got her out of there. When these people got fired, when these people was losing their jobs, abruptly been working there for years. Like, I worked there a year. Other people been working there 3-4 years, longer than she been there. And now they losing their job at risk because of her. And so none of the managers say nothing. When you could call corporate, unless you get an actual video evidence, it's like you...
Nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah, and it's like, even then, it's like, they don't be caring, bro. You a server. Like, shut the fuck up and serve. Like, we pay you $2.15, nigga. Like, that's disrespectful enough, nigga. Like,
we're getting rid of you. We can get somebody else to come in.
So it's like
pass out hot plates.
I see how like when you mitigate somebody's power, even like just like even though the server, you can't do shit in the restaurant without a server. Somehow their value or their voice is not as valued as the GM. And whenever that happens, like even if it's a criminal, when you devalue a criminal voice and he no longer has rights, how can we expect shit to be just when he can't stand up for his own self? And and like I said, because you can't expect everybody else to go through the proper checks and balances for whatever reasons they may be going through. Who knows? It's just the odds might not be in your favor, but you should still have some type of protection on yourself. But it's like, man, this shit's so weird, bro, because we talking about some shit that's like fairy tale world.
Yeah, that's not reality, because it'll never happen. It won't happen. There's no way to check it.
It's like the union. Like, I know, like, when my mama referred to it, like, once you get past, like, 2 years, you just can't fire somebody at the post office because they got seniority or whatever. So it's like, how do we do that for the American people? How do we have a real union where, like, a players union where we have a voice, a real voice, and not these bullshit senators and shit like that? Same for, like, at a job. Like, you don't have to have an actual union at a job, but how do we get these people to where they have power where you just can't get rid of somebody just because you said they were bad?
You don't like them.
Yeah, like, I never been wrote up before. Like, I can get fired and I've never been wrote up once for anything. Like, so it's like, how could that be? How could you have how you have proper checks and balances when she could just do that? And I told him I've never been wrote up before, but yet they didn't give a fuck.
I've seen people at my old job, bro, they fire people because they don't like, maybe he backtalk a little bit.
A little bit.
Maybe he, you know what I'm saying, I just don't like how he do. Maybe he has so many questions. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe he do this, maybe he do that. It's like,
maybe he just don't talk to us when we having conversations.
Like my old job, right? Let's say my old job, for example. The manager and his homeboy, they would go to the gas station to get snacks, right? Mm-hmm. During work, not clocking out none of that shit, right? Not clock out nothing. Then a dude who started working there, he was a temp. If you see a manager that do certain things, he do this, he do that, he's supposed to be the leader. Yeah. So you think that that's cool. Mm-hmm. So he go and do it. He go to the gas station himself. He come back, he get in trouble for doing what you just did. Mm-hmm. He says, whoa, y'all did it with the... And then he gets fired. He's a temp. Nobody, you know anything about temps, they don't give a fuck about the temp. They'll drop you. They'll just lie and say, "Oh, he does whatever." They fire him. I look at you kind of weird, like you fired, because I don't really be like. I feel bad for people who get fired when like niggas got kids, like just abruptly, like god damn. Yeah, that's to me it's like kind of like heartless. It's like god damn. It's different if there's something that actually happened.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you're not supposed to snitch either when you get caught.
No, he didn't snitch.
Oh, he ain't say he did it too?
No. I'm telling you, you did it too.
Oh,
you're the manager.
The dude, he talking to him. Yeah, not talking to higher people.
You did it too.
Oh, okay.
What you getting on my ass for?
Yeah, and he wasn't like he was gone for a long time and nothing like that, huh?
Like I just went to the store just like y'all do. Like the taco truck would come. Yeah. Some people don't like eating off taco truck.
Because they used to make us like even at Team Menlo, like we didn't have to clock out at first, but then they start trying to make people clock out just because the taco truck came. Yeah, little shit like that. And it's like, bro, yeah, this 15. Yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Yeah. But
they don't. It's like you don't like people coming in and disrupting your system. So you keep the people who you feel like fit in the system. Mm-hmm. They'll listen to you. They
or I ain't give you permission to do that. Yeah, like some shit like that. Even if it's that, like
young Cam.
I realize like even with Texas, like they don't like the rights for workers in Texas are minimum. Like as far as like you don't got guaranteed breaks and shit like that. Like I know they say it is.
Well, they say you do
at certain jobs, but even then, like the most you can be guaranteed is 30 minutes, and then like 15 minutes.
Like let's say if you work 8 hours, you're supposed to get 30. I think you get an hour like total, or you get 30-minute lunch. 15,
it's loopholes
15.
to it. Like businesses have loopholes. Like you can be a server and they don't gotta feed you type shit because it's a loophole in this shit. Yeah. Or at least that's what they tell us. But now even I looked it up. We don't have as many rights as far as protecting ourselves being fired and stuff like that. But it even go to like. A company will hire temp agencies and then hire you through the temp agency because they don't want to go through the whole process of spending money as far as drug testing, background tests, all these different things will make you valuable because they spend money on you type shit. So they put the temp service. So it's like even then that's their way to have to take less responsibility for that person. When they have less responsibility or less money they spent or invested in that person, it's like you don't have as much. So it's like even with the having temp agencies and stuff shouldn't really just be allowed like that because it's like when you think about the dangers of not having insurance, the dangers of just not having protections, can be fired. Like, yeah, you can have it, but because you don't always need independent contractors type shit, but it's like the independent contractor, the temp person needs a certain amount of.
You're beholden to the will of the company, really.
Yeah, and then like the fact
you don't know when you're gonna like some of these. I seen warehouse jobs. It was like dudes will come in, they'll work, and they'll tell you, hey, you ain't gotta worry about coming in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, just like throwing
working hard too.
We found another dude that throw you away half through your shift.
Another thing too is like having temp agencies. Now the people that's real time workers may not can get paid as much, or may get let go because they're like, well, shit, we can cut costs if we just hire these temp agencies to kind of do the same job.
Especially when it's just like some kind of manual labor type shit. Yeah,
so it's like
organizing shit or doing this, doing that.
Exactly. So now you got these, which is not good for business if you ask me, because these temp people are not connected, don't care, all these other shit. So it's like
company morale.
Like even the long term workers lose their security when they could just bring somebody in. They don't have to pay insurance. They don't have to pay all this other shit, taxes on and shit as much because shit. The company got to the temp company. The temp agency got to pay all that shit. So it's like even for them, it's like almost moving business overseas in a sense. How I kind of look at it. So it's like the government and things like that will have to. Well, really, us will have to realize that and force the government to do like little things like where we have our own personal freedoms, or not freedoms, but protections at least, I guess. But there's a lot of games they play. Like I said, the temp agency is just one of those examples of how you can see how that's how they devalue you, and once you devalue, you don't got no voice, nigga. Shit, we can do whatever we want, really. And
especially when you look at the temps, there's a lot of times people who've been to jail or they've been whatever.
That's the biggest thing with the criminal shit. Once you're a criminal, your rights is gone. So. How can any justice come? Especially like even then, like this being black, nigga, they necessarily think you're a criminal off just rip. So ain't no amount of like credentials you really can even have when they just see that. So it's like, and then when you don't even have rights and they naturally see that too, that bias as well. It's like, oh yeah, you fucked. Oh yeah, you fucked. You ain't got no protection, and we already see you as a criminal. Oh yeah, you fucked.
We're gonna do whatever we want to do with you. So. Let's talk about Nick Cannon and anti-Semitism. Oh, my bad. I was reading something about Pop Smoke. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Nick Cannon fired Viacom, CBS, big main corporate. They own BT, MTV, NTV2, VH1, all that stuff that people watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
They fired him because he was on an episode of his Cannon class, and he said something about melanated people are the original Hebrews, the original Israelites. These people want to be this, but they're not this. That's the gist of what I heard, right? I don't know too much about like Jewish people from what I hear, right? And even me saying that Jewish people are rich and powerful, people say that's anti-Semitic. That's what I'm just telling people say. I don't know.
No, you're not lying. Just talking about them in general.
Like they're rich and powerful. That's a thing that I guess they kind of tied to like things that Hitler tried to use to persecute them. Like I understand that. I would understand that. But like if me saying you're rich and powerful, I'm not trying to. I'm just saying you are. Like you are. It's like Asian people are smart. Like. They're smart.
Are they all smart though? Isn't that a stereotype?
No, but it's whatever. I'm not.
Well,
but when I'm saying it,
you're right.
It depends on how you're saying it. Now, if I'm saying Jewish people are rich and powerful, I'm not saying it as we need to take them down. That's what I see. Like Weinstein, like head of Hollywood.
They're usually in places
Jewish,
of power.
like they're there. So when I say it, right, I don't know how because they like to bring up because like Nick Cannon, his biggest mistake honestly was. When he brought up Farrakhan, when you say Farrakhan, people can just kill you off because they don't fuck with him, right?
Which is wrong, but yeah.
Like I'm not even hip enough on him to know if it's good or bad. I don't know.
Well, he has some of the same views, but it's not like he ever
like people like I see black people get killed all the time for promoting or standing next to him. But it's like you gotta think when you live in a society where it's like you don't see too many black celebration, and this guy is always like on some black celebration shit, regardless of sometimes he might say little things that the mainstream don't agree with. Like you kind of want to like he fuck with black people. Like he's speaking for us. He's speaking good. You know what I'm saying? Like there might be things he says that I don't maybe not agree with. Not saying me personally because like I said I don't know enough to even agree or disagree. Yeah. But when I hear other people saying about him, it's like
even for Nick Cannon's statement, it was layered because he might have talked about Jews, but then he was also talking about white people in general. And for us, like nigga. Like, even with a Farrakhan, like, we have the right to talk about how white people act like animals and act heinous towards us. Like, we've seen it. It's documented.
Like, look at a Karen. Like, that's an animal. Like, they get the foaming at the mouth. They get the, I fucking hate. Like,
saying, bro. And that's them being controlled. Them not having power to go get a lynch mob and shit like that. we seen how people act in groups and how
I think
they
it's
get crazy.
I think because
what the fuck?
nowadays we deal with like absolute. So it's like when you say white, people think you're saying every. You know what I'm saying? Even with black, when people say black people are thugs, you think like all black people think like you. That's a I think well, no, if you're a savage, white people are savage, black people are thugs. Like it's the same thing. So we take it as like you talking about all of us, right? Just with white people, they took it. You talking about all white people.
I agree with you, but the difference is like we got traumatized, we got abused, and that's why we call y'all that. Versus y'all came up with propaganda to keep abusing us. Like so, it's like I get what you're saying though. Saying all either way could be
I just have
confusing.
people that when they hear all like when we hear all men ain't shit, it's kind of like
I know
what the fuck you talking about? All men ain't shit. I ain't do nothing to you.
Yeah,
it's like that way. That's the way people communicate it. Always gonna be ways to flip your words, twist your words, whatever. But like I said, anytime I see any person say something about a Jewish person, the next word I see is anti-Semitism. Even if they break down to me what somebody said about them, I'm looking at it like, I wish people were saying that black people are fucking richest and most powerful. Like I said, but it's all about intent. If I just go on a podcast and say, Jewish people are rich and powerful, and they say, oh, you're anti-Semite. No, I'm not. I'm looking at the landscape. I'm looking at CEOs of banks. I'm looking at CEOs of hedge funds. I'm looking at people who run presidencies or people who is like I'm looking at these people. If I say the most powerful people in Hollywood are Jewish, and then I look at, and I don't know this for a fact, but I look, the head of Viacom CBS is a Jewish guy. And if I look at whoever's head of NBC, if he's Jewish, and the head of whatever Universal Music Group, he's Jewish. I'm not saying like something that's not true. Yeah. Now, if I say these people are rich and powerful, they're trying to put their foot on everybody's neck, they're trying to destroy everybody, so they can elevate yourself, that's different.
With Jews, and I'm not 100% sure, with Jewish people, they have a law that they kind of abide by, like not a Bible, but a law how they don't go outside their community type shit. So I wonder when we acknowledge like some of their
culture,
not even culture, but when we acknowledge like their place of power, like that's not how they like to move. Like they don't like to be known, and shit like that. They like to probably like move undercover in a sense. So when we do stuff like that, it's like that's against their like law or their rules, and they're gonna band against us or people that speak up against them in a sense because that's just not how they like to move. And it could be for many reasons. You could call it they can't never, if you can't put a face to it, you can't never, who knows why they don't want to be known. But I think they may, because I know it's just like they call us like glomes or geomes or something. Like they got even names for shit. Like that shit go deep with their law and how they interact with insiders versus outsiders. So when an outsider's like pointing at them and shit, I guess that's maybe offensive in a sense because they don't like.
I'd like to talk to a Jewish person just to see like what exactly is anti-Semitic language. Like what is actually, like if I say this, why is that offensive? Like with black people, when you say like, oh, you're an N-word, I could see like it's not coded. Like I see it. You know what I'm saying? Now somebody just says, oh, we hate Jews, and I seen one dude, he made a joke like 6 million cookies or something like that. Okay, you're talking about Holocaust. Like I get that part. When you talk about Holocaust, I can see all kind of anti. But when I just say little things like we're the real Israelites, is there like is that a deeper meaning? Like is that to say that the Jewish people
because it's talking about how they
from black people or something?
Information
Like, is it like,
and that would bring up certain insecurities. But the real Jews that are even white, because there are Jews that are white, they will admit that we
aren't most Jews white. Like from what I see, I don't know.
That's what I'm
Drake's
saying.
Jewish.
From referring to what we were saying is how they may have stolen knowledge, and not even stolen, may have received certain knowledge, but then they cut us off away from it, and then they kept it. There are certain Jews that will still admit that we're the original, maybe owners of that information that you want to say. So yeah, I say even it's Jews that admit to us being the real Jews in a sense, but the ones that's it's still ones that, like I say, they don't like that shit, bro. They don't want you to even mention that how they got this information or how they came across this shit. Cause shit, even calling white Jesus, even calling Jesus black could be considered anti-Semitic if you really want to be real. Cause I mean, the reason he even white. Jesus was a Jew. They said he was white.
Did Jewish people? I don't know. They're not them as a people, but like the person who killed Jesus, that was a Jewish person.
He was a Roman.
Because every time I watch Joey Diaz and Lee Side is Jewish, he calls him the Christ killer. Is that like
Who?
You never watch? Remember you watch Joey Diaz? He's like, I got my guy Lee Sayed, the Christ killer. Like, is that
okay?
Because he's Jewish. I don't know if that's.
I'm not. I can't remember either. But I know Pontius Pilate killed him. Technically, well, it was a part of helping killing him, and that was a Roman emperor. What were Romans during that time? Roman Catholics or Roman Jews? I wouldn't know. See,
actually, what I just said was anti-Semitic.
What you said?
That Jews killed Jesus. Well, I didn't say that. I was asking, but that's anti-Semitic.
Yeah, Jesus was a Jew.
I'm looking at the tropes of just because I really do want to. I really want to understand like what people feel when they hear these. Like, okay, so these are just a couple of things that you can't say, right? That in turn become anti-Semitic. Jews have too much power. Jews are disloyal. Jews are greedy. Jews kill Jesus. Jews use Christian blood for religious rituals. The Holocaust didn't happen.
Damn, this is crazy.
Anti-Zionism or
I'm gonna step on this list. All them hoes was facts.
Or delegitimization of I don't know what that means. Oh, I guess tearing down Israel is anti-Semitic. Or saying anything bad about Israel.
It'll be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, or it's an anti-Semitic trope. Which is, I guess, like a starter to say something anti-Semitic or have that's a starter conversation of anti-Semitism.
A lot of that shit was bullshit to me.
But like Jews are disloyal. Like everybody's disloyal. Like any religion, right? Like there's everybody. Like, or is it that they're inherently? Is that like we're just saying anybody who's Jewish is disloyal? Is that the thing? Anybody who's Jewish is greedy? I think that's
it's the same thing you can say about black people though. It's like, but we had negative stereotypes like we're animals and shit, versus they have. So like stereotypes, calling them supreme or something.
Yeah, and
they don't like that because we seen how that like targeted us, right? So it's similar. It's definitely similar how I see how they wouldn't like it. Yeah, I see it for sure. It's just
my thing is I just feel like all that leads from, like I want to know how Jews were perceived pre-Holocaust.
Same way.
They
owned the banks. They were colonizers. They were. Savages when it came to business and how they gonna come on the upside.
See, but it's just weird because I look at that as like that's everybody. Like I don't look like.
But it was Jews.
Like I think Spanish conquistadors that came to America were the same as the Puritans that came to. It's like they're all the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wonder why it's like specifically a Jewish thing.
Because that's what got them. That's what they used as propaganda to bring them down. Same if we was to bring down, if white supremacy won, how they would say we was trying to bring them down.
That's another thing too. Like, why do like white supremacists they lump Jewish into that? But like they're white.
That's why I was saying with Nick Cannon. That's what should get twisted because we were talking about white people, but then you got to equate some of the things that Jews have done as well. But white people and Jews don't get along. So
what is Jew? Is Jew a religion or is it a race?
It's a religion.
I know it. Like I'm not ignorant, totally ignorant. I know it's a religion, but like, is it they consider it a race too?
Technically,
okay.
Because we talk about Jewish is the Jewish is the I can't think of it. The chosen ones, the chosen race, the people of God or Judah, all these things like that. So. Yeah, that even saying the chosen race goes with
the main thing with the whole Nick Cannon thing in my eyes is like, is what he said like a completely like I thought he said the N-word or something. I don't know. I thought he got on national TV and said these N-words are ruining America. We need to exterminate them.
How do you feel when white people be like Mexicans are taking their jobs or black people taking their power?
Black people take white people's power?
Or just like immigrants taking our power?
How do I feel?
Like you feel like that's dangerous rhetoric, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same for Jews. It's dangerous rhetoric.
But like when I hear that, like I don't think even most people nowadays are religious of the whole like we're the chosen people, God's gonna come. Like
Not that part of the dangerous rhetoric. The part of saying that they all act like this.
Well, see, this is the thing. There's two different clips. That white people thing, that Mountains of Caucus, he was saying, he wasn't even talking about Jewish people. He was talking about white people in general.
I know.
So I'm talking about, he didn't get fired because of white people shit. He got fired for the Jewish thing.
He got fired for all of it.
They did say bigotry, so I guess they're throwing in the white people.
He got fired for all of it.
I guess they're trying to get the balance now because there's always been a lot of time where black people can kind of say anything about white people or anybody can say anything about white people, and there was no kind of like checks and balances of it. Like I seen the thing that said Instagram put this sticker on there that says something like silence white people or some shit said, and like it's an Instagram made thing, and it's like if that was said silence all blacks, it'd be like a fucking uprising. So I guess they're trying to like show that there's no bias against white people, I guess I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like we stand
but
up
like
for you.
they're in like I just don't I think it's when I heard it, I'm thinking he's talking about past. I don't feel like he was talking about now. Now, if he's talking about now, I can see how if you replace the word white with black and if that was the canon was white, how you would be like, fuck him, fire him. You know, I get that, but I don't know. Like, I don't think people get fired and all that shit for whatever, because it's like, I feel like that was gonna happen to Ken anyways, because he dips his toe in like the real, like, you know what I'm saying, the woke side of things and the mainstream commercial
for me,
type
it's
shit.
like we have freedom of speech, but then rhetoric and speech is what drives all these things that end up leading to these actions, which are wrong or unlawful. So it's like, yeah, you can say everybody should be able to speak their voice, but it's like some of these people have places of power, and if they keep speaking in certain dangerous rhetoric, who knows what they can do with that power?
Maybe it's just me, because I'm thinking, I was like, I feel like most people, not all people, are ignorant to even the Jewish trope. Like, if 1 million people heard Nick Cannon say that, I feel like let's say 10% no. So I mean, 100,000 is a lot. Mm-hmm. So, but that's a bad number to use. But like, say 10 people heard that. Out of the 10, one person was really like, I get that. Another 9 people was just like, they didn't really stick. They just listened to the conversation. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand why that's such a bad thing. Like a fireable, like, fuck it, no wilding out, no this, no that, no that.
The thing is the lack of communication. When you talk, for somebody like Nick Cannon, he's smart. You can have a conversation, an intellectual conversation, to see what he meant and what he was trying to imply. And
like I heard Charlamagne bring it up on Breakfast Club. He was saying, like, you know, that's what happens when, like, we don't own these platforms. Like, we could just, if they, like, it's not necessarily wrong for the heads of Viacom to want to cut them, because, like, it's they shit. They can do whatever they want. We know we get in these rooms, it's they shit. He said the only thing in that conversation, like how, like I was saying, like right now I wish we had a Jewish person because they could like confirm. Like he was saying that he should have had a Jewish scholar or a Jewish whatever there. And then if he said that and then they checked him on it, like that's anti-Semitic, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
And even if the Jew and they both, like, they could have had a dialogue, and you could see, we would have been able to maybe even diagnose what Nick Cannon meant more. For instance, like, it's just other people, we may not know how they, like, we know Nick Cannon is a kind-hearted person. Like, we know that, but you can't always just give people that benefit of the doubt. So yeah. I get that when it comes to this rhetoric, but in this day and age, we have the ability to communicate and see what people mean. So I'm trying to think, like, for instance, when we tried to counsel the dude that was like white blessings or some shit, like, you can counsel them immediately, or you can kind of talk to him and see, does he have any, like, can he defend himself? Can he stand up for what he meant or whatever? But if not, then you.
What's white blessings?
When he was saying that the things that we have now is because of the slavery, and we should look at slavery as somewhat not that bad because
I don't remember who said that though. I think
it was like it was a church dude, preacher or something like that.
White blessings.
But it's like, I'm not trying to. That's just an example I'm trying to use. But like maybe he worded it wrong, because like it's maybe it could be dangerous rhetoric if we don't communicate, if we don't talk about it. And I think that'd be better for the people listening and for everybody, honestly. But the fact when you just straight up counsel them is like, we don't clarify or get anything. So now black people feel a certain way. Y'all still feel y'all a certain way. It's like we never cleared their attention. It's like, and now people still really don't understand what anti-Semitic is.
And then really when you think about it it's like you look at it, he says this, and then when you look up Summer Redstone, I think his name like Summer Redstone, who's the head of he's Jewish. Mm-hmm. you kind of like, oh look, the fucking Jewish dude, like, oh, he must be whatever the fuck I'm saying. He said he was whatever the anti-Semitic thing in that was like. They're too powerful. Oh look, fuck, you're just proving to me that this is this, rather than like sitting down and you would think like you just be like, okay, Nick Cannon said this. Let's see what he believes. Let's sit him. We're a TV network, right? We could have made it a big deal, maybe suspended or whatever. But then we're gonna air an episode on MTV2 of Nick Cannon sitting down with the foremost. Like Deshaun Jackson, for instance, right? Deshaun Jackson got killed for tweeting that quote out from Hitler about Jewish people against black people, whatever. Yeah. You know what he did? He went with Julian Edelman because Julian Edelman's Jewish. I think they went to like a Holocaust museum, and then they sat him down with a Holocaust survivor just to talk about. It was like, this is how people talk. Like, if you believe something so horrible, I don't want to say it's so horrible because I don't know. Somebody that believes something, you don't agree with it. Rather than cancel him and cast him off, sit down and talk with him and
go to that
see why. Because let's not act like, I know people think like everybody's just so one track minded, so on they shit because of ego, whatever. But like people can change their mind. I'm sure Deshaun Jackson, now that he's talked to Jewish people, he feels a different way about what he posted.
That one dude is the extreme case of it, but he literally changed KKK members. Like that's not a
black
joke.
Dude, yeah,
it's not like. You can change people with conversation, like especially when you realize how this ignorance is even formed. And I think like it go back to what you said. We're not right now. It's not as bad as it is, and this is the time to talk when you don't have to counsel. And for me, I guess it's like after you have that conversation with Nick, do you get rid of him? But then it go to what's the dude named Alex Jones? Like should Alex Jones be counseled for what he said about the school shootings and shit, or should somebody have a conversation with him? Or debate with him that you would deem a scholar, and then they duke it out there, just like how you do in court.
See, I don't think he should get canceled for that. Like, if he believes that, he thinks it was a.
He should have the right to believe that.
If he believes that's what he believes, if I'm a parent, right, I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be pissed off, right? I want to beat the shit out of this guy. Fuck him.
But
I know though, but I like if it's really true. Yeah, I see what you're saying. If it's really true, I know it. I don't need to. I mean, I know he's speaking to people, but that's probably like not a large amount of people that believe that. Even if everybody in the world believed that shooting was fake, and like you literally know my son is dead. Like y'all can do whatever. Y'all can call me. Y'all can call me whoever. I'm a crisis actor. I'm this. Like I know my child's dead.
It show how like our education really ain't shit. Like our morals and even could tip into our religion really ain't shit. Cause it's like. If we were really smart and wise, you wouldn't just have to counsel somebody because they said something dangerous. But we know how easily people are manipulated because how dumb people are. So it's like you don't have the proper checks and balances like we really should have. So where not the only real logical way is to counsel that person because if he keep talking, he's going to gather a following just because of just how people are natural.
It's like we said last week. It's like it don't matter what you talk about. Everybody's gonna have some kind of following. Whatever thought, like you said, Satanist. I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure there's millions of people that believe in Satan. They praise Satan. And we look at that, what the fuck is that? People that believe in cults, they follow around cult members, and they think they're supposed to marry 5-year-olds. You know, there's any idea, any whatever, you'll find the people, if you're looking for them, that'll agree with you. You think, these far right people, they're all racist? Even if there's like the actual racist Nazi people, they have their following of whoever because they believe that.
And that just goes to just the pure ignorance that exists. Because the reason that they could keep a following and gather a following is because of all the different lack of education out here.
And people just easily, one idea. That's okay. I believe that. I believe that now. I believe this now. It's like
because it's like with Alex Jones or anybody, Farrakhan, it's like you got universities. You got media outlets. You got all these places that got high credential scientists that you can use to debunk what he's saying or whatever. And it's like, if you can't use all those resources you got to debunk him, maybe he got something. And maybe it's the reason he got a little following. But you need, we should have intellectual debates with these things. And it's like, if he is able to keep a following, I know it's weird because it's like, so you want to have a debate? Let Hitler debate with a Democrat or like somebody from the democracy? It's like, no, I'm not saying that far, but Hitler could be changed technically. So, because I seen fucking racist people be changed. So it's like, what the fuck? I don't know.
I see, like a nigga like Hitler. I was like, he was just on his I feel like that was more ego thing. Like he's on his world domination. He doesn't want to be. He's on his shit.
Yeah.
I was speaking more of like regular people who just like I hate black people. It's like if you put them in a room with black people, like,
Yeah, I see what you're
they
saying.
could probably like. But Hitler, he was on his like probably on his world domination shit. He wouldn't even. It don't matter what you tell him. No, Jewish people are great. Sit down with Jewish people. He's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, and I'm
Send
thinking
him to
about how that
fucking,
debate would go versus somebody that was compassionate, kind-hearted, that thought about humanity and everybody's being whole versus Hitler saying, nah, these motherfuckers got to be killed.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, if you was able to maintain a following, yeah, I mean, shit, after that, it's just, I just don't see how it's possible, really. Like if you're using pictures, you like you're showing statistics,
Families,
you're showing
like,
these, like
these
you really
are nice,
using everything
like,
you got, like
all these are great people. What are you doing? Like
you love Chris Brown. Like if you was talking to a racist, like don't you like Michael Jackson? Don't you like this black person? Like so why can't you like
why can't you like Tyrone that lives down the street?
And then you got another white person telling you this shit. It's like yeah, after a while, like I think that like with the extreme cases, like you would be like okay, I see how it may not work, but the day-to-day cases like these Karens and shit, they could be changed. Cause it's like it could be changed, bro. It could definitely be changed. So I think we need to have more proper checks and balances versus just canceling somebody. Cause we have it. Like Viacom they could have brought somebody on to debate Nick Cannon or talk to Nick Cannon. It don't even got to be a debate. It could just be a healthy conversation about why Nick Cannon may think that way. Cause we obviously know Nick Cannon thinks the way because of how we've been treated. And then why Jews is gonna be? Cause we're both victims. So now we arguing in a sense we arguing. Y'all got y'all power, so y'all ain't even much as victims no more. But y'all still victims. Y'all still victims.
Y'all still go through y'all shit.
Yeah, so it's like we arguing with each other in a sense. But I don't think for me when I talk about Jews and shit like that, they don't respect us enough to even have that conversation or sit down. When you talk about how they keep everything inside, and they're not even just black people. That's white people, Italians. That's just how they just look at. Yeah, that's just how they look at people on the outside. So yeah, I think if Jews really want to stop anti-Semitic behavior, they'll do more than just canceling people. Because that's just an intimidation thing. And it's like, well, shit, if y'all going to keep using that shit, it's like, well, are y'all these bad people? Like, because Nick Cannon's just voicing his opinion. And for most people, we didn't think that shit was wrong. So, like you said,
I didn't even know what the fuck was going on. I just seen he got canceled. I was like, okay, he got canceled for saying white people savages.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean,
it's just, like you said, you had a perfect point where you're like, the dude the head of Viacom is a Jew. So when somebody may see that, they're going to be like, well, I'm taking Nick Cannon's side. And it's like, well, that's not helping the Jews case when a proper conversation could have diagnosed all of that or broke down all of those type of things.
But people don't want that. It's easier just to say, fuck it, fire him. Diddy told him, hey, come over to revolt, man.
I like it.
Come back home.
Jay-Z
he
could
said
do
come
it.
back home, but he said come home.
Jay-Z could do it. Many people.
You can't go to
do it.
BT because BT's owned by Viacom.
Yeah, but I like that though, bro. And
I like that. I mean, they didn't really have a choice. The cast members. If he's gone, they're gone.
But he gonna make the
they're
right
standing
moves,
with
bro.
him.
He gonna make the right move. Even if he can put that shit on YouTube. I mean, all you gotta do is buy.
I wonder why. Like, is it because that the Viacom
Like,
does he even have the authority? Like, is he like?
Can he even keep wilding out rights?
No, I'm saying is the Viacom dude even did he like? We assume that the head guy made that decision. We don't really know if he said fuck it, cancel it. It could have been the fucking chief content for all we know. But
it had to be for somebody to cancel Nick Cannon, like a person that amount of money.
But it's like he still works at Fox, right? Like because he does, I think, the Masked Singer's on Fox. Mm-hmm. Yawn check. He still does his radio show on. I don't know who owns the radio. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
so he wasn't completely.
Usually
canceled.
when people get canceled, it's like we take in everything. He's got canceled from that.
The thing is though,
network. Like I know
you can't.
I even know Nick Cannon was the chairman of T Nick.
Mm-hmm.
That's done.
Yeah. Oh, he not with T Nick no more.
That's a part of Viacom, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. But for me, I think it's kind of dangerous for companies just to let him go right now because it's still this black movement. So it's like,
you got that kind of like,
because black people like, hold on, nigga, what you mean?
We was rocking with Nick Cannon. Everybody to couple.
Out, but she could easily buy a warehouse and get that shit filled up with some audience and make that same.
Even
money.
if he doesn't get the wilding out name, you can still take that concept of sketch.
They were doing that anyways.
Whatever sketch show. He says we're 500 million. I don't see. When we see these headlines, it'd be crazy. But it's like Nick Cannon says that Wild 'N Out is worth $500 million.
That's a bad bitch out on the market right now.
You think it's worth $500 million? That's
I don't know if it's worth. It's probably potentially, yeah. Potentially, bro. That's something that's been on the. when you talk about
2005.
residuals, when you talk about all of the brand of
Oh,
Wild 'N
yeah,
Out in
getting the
general,
stream on certain services over
yeah,
the
like
years.
man, that's a bad bitch that you got out there. Nick Cannon built that shit
A
up for
lot of
real.
content.
That's a nice free agent.
That's his baby right there. That's it. Wild 'N Out is Nick Cannon's legacy to me. Like that's his legacy. Like that's his.
Because he probably might be more proud of, like, he may have other, like, he proud that he got that Nick deal because his name, like, it's some shit, but he built that, like, from ground up. Even though Nickelodeon shit, he got a big hand in it.
Did he make Nickelodeon?
Bro, he got a big hand in starting Nickelodeon, bro.
For
big
real?
hand. Bro, he been fucking around with Nickelodeon for at least 10 years, 15 years. He's been with Nick
But a
for
lot
a
of
long
people
time.
don't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Like Wild 'N Out is like the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Jay Leno may have been a comedian or whatever before, but like the Tonight, whatever the fuck, the
Yeah, I
Tonight
got you
Show,
for
Late
sure.
Night Show, whatever the fuck it is, that's they thing.
Yeah, but it even go to Viacom doing that for me. Like they said, I don't know if they got the name for it, but they lost Nick Cannon as a bag in general because he brought that to they shit.
It's like if you put another host as Wild 'N Out, I was like, no, I was watching that.
Watching it, like
It's like when you made Ludacris.
I don't even know if you get cast to come on.
It's like when you made Ludacris Fear Factor. It's like, no, that's Joe Rogan. He's
yeah,
Fear Factor.
yeah. But
It's like, what am I watching?
It kind of tie in like Kyrie and LeVar Ball even. Like, bro,
What
it just
Kyrie talking about?
it pushed us to not. It's not the same reasoning, but just being pushed to want to create our own shit. Like, how you said he might go to Revolt. Like, it's not that he did it and we would just. It was like all the people just came together and made this shit happen. It's like some shit we was forced to do, and through those reactions, bro, they fucked up, bro. Like they let Nick go and we capitalized on it. They shit. I can't say Kyrie and shit like that, but if Kyrie like after this George Floyd shit and all these just seeing this injustice that inspired him to build some shit, bro. Like shit, I like it, bro. I can't.
It kind of makes me think like, why would you ever? Not Nick Cannon because Wild 'N Out was made through V. It wasn't like it was like his own thing. And
Yeah, he got funded.
He sold it to. It was already. That's how I got funded. But like, when I see these people have shows or have things they do, like for just like mostly like podcasts, talk shows, shit like that, and then they go on these like networks. I've never seen one that's went to a network that's just like, okay, it's great on this network, or it's as good as your whatever.
Yeah.
Like Joe Budden on Revolt, it's like, eh.
Mm-hmm. Even on
Maybe
Spotify.
Everyday Struggle was like, okay, I fuck with Everyday Struggle. That was a good show.
Yeah, but even then, he couldn't say certain shit because they would be like,
not even to get to say what you want to say, just like of like the
that's a
just
part
like
of it
the
though.
quality of your. I mean, I guess being able to say what you want to say is like the quality. Like this, I feel like
I know what
even
you mean,
academics, like him on Everyday Struggle. Yeah, like him on Everyday Struggle. Like you watch him when his streams or in his like YouTube videos, he's like saying whatever he wants to say. Like the industry's fucked, this, but he gets on Everyday Struggle. It's kind of like, oh yeah, guys, I'm happy to be back off my suspension. Like, nah, come on with the like
talk that shit.
That's like Joe Budden, like on his, I guess because like on his podcast, he's like raw, he's doing his thing. And then he goes on that say the culture is more like polished, uniformed TV shit. It's like they don't ever really work. I've never seen it work. Like Charlamagne about to have his own weekly talk show on.
That's that corporate lifestyle. We talked about this
Comedy
before.
Central. It's not gonna be like
we talked about this before, bro. It gets to a certain point where nigga you get to that next stage and you like this shit corporate and it's not the same no more. Like it just gets to everything get like that. I don't care what it is. Yeah, I agree, bro. You talking about when him and HBO or something? Charlamagne?
I don't know what happened with the HBO deal. Yeah,
Oh, that was something else.
That must got canceled after that sexual allegation shit. But
that
he's
was
got a
something.
new Comedy Central like
Or Comedy Central
weekly show coming out.
Yeah, man.
End of the year, something like that.
For like when we talk about how it's a good conversation to have, how censored TV is and how they kind of like
It stifles the creativity, it stifles the personality because you kind of gotta tone yourself down. Like if Howard Stern went from radio and didn't go to Sirius, and he went to Comedy Central to do whatever, and they give him $500 million, it wouldn't be the same Howard Stern show.
yeah.
He was able to go from. I don't even think radio was censored at the time. I feel like they said they censored it because of people like him. Like they started the FEC violations. You can't
The
do
overtime,
that.
yeah.
Then he went to a platform Sirius that isn't beholden to any fucking rules where you can cuss, you can do whatever you want, and he just got to flourish and make $150 million a year for doing radio. But if you went a certain route, oh, let me go to regular radio,
That should have been dead.
we wouldn't be hearing about Howard Stern.
It's like it's just like TV, how TV is, and how like creative it is, bro. Just imagine like the internet ending up like TV. How Google trying to censor Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they all censoring to a point where it's like, nigga, you cuss, you do this, you do that. It's gonna be just like TV.
Yeah.
So it's like, or you block the account.
It's how I look at what's his name now? I know I'm just going on about people and like how I look at Andrew Schultz. Do you see him? He puts out his little weekly like things. You never seen one of those?
Which one?
And it's like
it's not on YouTube or something.
No, it's on YouTube. He's like talking about the topic of the week.
Oh no, I haven't seen that yet.
Let me see. It's like I'm gonna show you like the
algorithm ain't been
the
giving
form.
me
I'm gonna show you the format. That's the formula.
Oh, he kind of got
the late night monologue shit. But like if he was, these are popular too. Like these get like that one got 950. The last one 910. The last one 1 million. Like he's getting millions of views off this shit.
And he can cuss. He can do all that.
Move that to Comedy Central. Comedy Central's like, okay, fuck Trevor Noah. We want you to do it there. Who else? Colbert, whatever. We don't want them no more. He ain't gonna do that on there.
And the thing is, people used to be enticed to use their brand because like, oh, Comedy Central want me. I can get big. But it's like you get big, but it's gonna be capped. Versus you can keep building, bro, and it's gonna be so much better for you, bro.
Like the only way he could do that is, I don't think like HBO you can cuss, but like certain things you say, it's like that's still even though you can cuss on HBO, it's like they still kind of want to tone you down a little. Let's muzzle you a little bit. Be yourself, but don't be yourself all the way.
Even when YouTube is losing a lot of its flair and its touch, people talk about that and it's just annoying.
The thing with YouTube is you could talk. Like I can get on YouTube and curse and like have conversation. I just can't monetize it. That's the fucking thing about YouTube. It's like
because advertising.
As soon as you curse, it's like no.
And
but when you look at what these people advertise on, they advertise on like
weird shit all the time.
Other shit that people curse and. It just depends on the size of your channel. If you're a big channel, they'll whatever.
And you can even attest to why Joe Rogan may be going to Spotify because he feel like YouTube is now like censoring even more than what Spotify might be doing. But for me, you might want to create your own shit.
It'll come to a point where Spotify
do
start
the same
censoring.
thing.
Because once they start hitting that base, like they hit that advertisers or the numbers or people's subscriptions. Once they start getting affected, that's when you'll see the censoring start.
They like what you bring to it, but ultimately they're big and they have their own fan base as well. And once you start affecting what they already built and you're not just completely just adding to it, that's when the problems start.
That's when you get cut off.
They're like, oh wait, no. They're like, oh nah, you offending our conservatives or you offending our liberals or whatever that we may have. I don't know what Spotify like demographic.
They're like a Swedish company though, but
probably liberals or some shit. Who knows? But
I think it's Swedish like socialists. But, whatever. I guess it's a liberal idea. Even though I think Hitler was like a democratic socialist. That's from the documentary. I don't know for sure. Absolutely unsure. But that's the documentary.
I just know Swedish people are smart. Liberals are technically smart. So
that was the documentary thing. But I don't really got nothing else, man. Yeah, Will Smith. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired as fuck. I think it was a great hour and 35-minute episode. It's fucking 12:23.
Yeah.
In closing, I'll say this about Will Smith. I think his biggest mistake was putting himself on fucking social media. He should just shut the fuck up, kept doing his movies, kept relaxing. He should have gone to fucking Red Table Talk. Just kept being a superstar. Like, fuck it. Like that's
whenever you think he was still a superstar?
Whenever you start talking too much, Will Smith if Will Smith never put a movie out again, he's a superstar.
Yeah, Bad Boy still sold a lot, let's be real.
Yeah. Like, even though people hate certain movies, like people say, oh, they hate
that house still sold.
They hate the Netflix. What was the Netflix that came out? What's that shit called? Bright.
Yeah.
They hated that. That was a bad movie. Whatever else. Like they said, Will Smith has so many bad movies. Like niggas hate Wild Wild West. I love Wild Wild West.
People still going to watch him though. Like
I love
it's so
Wild
polarizing almost.
It don't matter what he does. He gonna put out another movie.
I love Wild Wild West, too.
I don't understand. Why do people say that? People say Wild Wild West sucks. Like
Will Smith.
It's
because he's black.
It's like, why does that suck? That's like people say Men in Black suck. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, the nigga may okay, maybe movies y'all like maybe a little corny, whatever. Wild Wild West is corny, whatever. Maybe
that shit wasn't corny. That shit was good.
I don't know, maybe they think that it's like a little Wild Wild West, whatever, right?
That shit was good.
Nigga made Ali. He made fucking Pursuit of Happiness. Like Pursuit of Happiness is one of the fucking they could forget about the concussion movie. Like, don't try to.
Hey man, Will Smith was on that list too, man.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
We ain't doing that.
We ain't
doing that. What you mean?
We ain't doing that. The big Willie from Philly.
Ooh, Willie the. No.
He didn't know. Willie didn't know, man. He didn't know what the fuck going on. That was a doctored list. It was a fake list. But like I said, Will Smith just. I wouldn't have got on a fucking red table talking to my wife, talking about entanglements, and I wouldn't have done that shit. Like, let August say what he want. He had a relationship with you. Like, that's all just reviews and like
Donald Trump effect. Just ignore the shit.
It's like, just ignore it. Who gives a fuck? Like, whatever. Okay, oh yeah, that happened. Like, dude, they not realizing if they wouldn't have said nothing, nobody would have talking about that a week later.
If you ask me, I think Jada's the alpha in that relationship. Just how she said nobody can tell me. That was one thing I did get kind of annoyed with. She did, my bad, but like they don't realize like they made it more of a thing than it really had to be.
Once she said entanglement became this meme, like that made it more than what it ever was.
It tied into what I was saying. I think Jada was running kind of running certain situations about how this may be handled. Just from even how she had that just authority to be like, can't nobody tell me can't nobody give me permission. But I'm like, well, you married. That do come with certain permissions and things like that. So even her her freedom in the partnership, if just that whole little liberal movement of partnerships and not having roles and shit like that, look like she may be the alpha and kind of like forcing Will, but Will was still kind of, I don't know. That's just what I was thinking.
Will do look kind of crazy, but like let's not get to it. Like all these niggas talking shit about Will Smith, like he probably was fucking. Not now, maybe not now. Like when she was fucking with August, he was fucking with a bunch of bitches. But like,
that's what
I'm sure he was
implied.
fucking like a bunch of bitches plenty of times. Like this is Will Smith. Let's not get it fucking twisted.
Yeah, I think
like Offset said like all y'all talking shit about Will Smith. Don't get confused. He could fuck all y'all bitches if he wanted to. It's fucking Will Smith. Like I get the my thing is like just get my main thing. Like they did a thing at the end. They was like ride together, die together.
My point.
Bad marriage for life. Like, just get fucking divorced.
My point exactly. I think it's about branding. I think this is a part of some. You could say Will's entangled to it too. Entangled.
I mean, it's like an arranged marriage. It's like
that's exactly what it is. But I think
power couple.
Jada's trying to be that Kim Kardashian with the red table with that. She's trying to up her brand because Will's already there. Let's just be real. Jada's very culturally loved as far as the black community and a few things that she's done.
Let's keep it a buck. Without Will, Jada's is another.
It's not
like,
the same. So
not to say just another black actress. That's something, but like she's not what she is. She's not a fucking Halle Berry.
Yeah.
She's not a fucking.
Well, to me, she was
Gabrielle Union. Like she's like.
Yeah.
Like just like I'm just saying like. She's elevated
that
because
relationship.
She's elevated because of Will Smith.
She wasn't Beyonce before the relationship with Jay-Z.
She's elevated because of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Like if Will Smith would have grabbed up Halle Berry or Gabrielle Union or whatever black actress was going around that time, they would be Jay. Like it's not like
agreed.
Like is Jada known for her like amazing acting skills. Like
she's good. Set it off. She's
no,
great.
she's good. She's good. I'm talking about like.
Well, I'm just she don't have enough work.
Who's higher profile? Her or Halle Berry?
Her, if you ask me.
No, Halle Berry. Name recognition, just by itself. Not even throwing Will Smith into it.
You asking the black? That's why I say, are you asking the black community or are you asking Hollywood? You asking Hollywood, Halle Berry every day.
Oh, you don't think Halle Berry is more known in the black community than Jada Pinkett?
Not known, but respected. I think Jada more respected
than Halle.
Halle only got like Swordfish. What else?
I don't even know what movie. This is the thing. I don't even know what fucking movie she got, but I just know her name.
Monster Ball. When she fucked the old dude, that was one of my favorite movies.
I don't even know what fucking movie she got.
All right, hey, bro, I remember being like 8 or 9 years old, bro. My granny had that home VHS, and I remember she told me to get out like the room or some shit. I watched that whole through like the crack of the. Like the next week when I went back over,
the movie.
She fucked the dude. What's the dude that's on? What's that one fucking movie? The Bad News Bears coach. She fucked him on there, and I seen it through like the crack of the
Bad Santa dude.
And so like the next week when I went back to my granny house, she wasn't around. I watched it. I kept recording. There's only like a 30-second scene with Halle Berry and him, but
don't get me started, nigga, because I can go to a list of these fucking movies.
Hey man, she was working.
Like when I used to watch Soul Food, I used to be like, oh my god.
I think they was really having sex though. Like,
you know what Soul Food?
I've heard of it, but no, I haven't seen it.
You never seen Soul Food?
I know that I remember.
Big Mama and these people, Nia Long. Like there's a scene where Nia Long having sex with the dude from. Is the dude from Love and Basketball? What's his name?
You talking about?
He's on Paid in Full.
The nigga like Adonis to me.
I don't know what the fuck his name is. When they was having sex in the laundry room, and then like the uncle was cheating with the cousin, and they was doing it, and then they got. When you a little kid, you like, oh my god,
what's going on?
Like, oh my god, this is amazing. I seen that scene like 80 times.
Facts, bro. That 30 seconds, cause you know movie sex so only be
so
like 30.
fast, like boom, 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 done.
Hey Yeah. Well, I think Jada more respect, but even then, it's argumentative.
But even like, okay, let's say a person like Nia Long.
Yeah, she would have.
She's with Will Smith.
Next level,
she would have been like,
yeah.
So it's really odd. Will.
And that goes to my point of just saying, I think Jada is trying to. Because even when she said she used to be a rebel to Will, maybe she don't like being under the shadow of Will because it's a powerful shadow. Let's be real. So she kind of want to buck and do things her way, and the red table talk and other things with her mom. Like that's
Will don't get no respect, bro.
Lane.
I'm tired of these niggas not respecting Will Smith, though. Like I know niggas love Tupac, right? They always like to bring up Tupac with Jada, but it's like, yeah, she was dating Tupac, but like, dog, this nigga's Will. Like this is Will Smith. Like this ain't no like chump ass nigga. Like this is Will Smith. I know. Like let's keep it 100%. Like
nigga name
Tupac is only like super like memorialized because he died when he was young. Like let's keep it.
He's very talented though.
No, I'm not saying he's not talented. There's plenty of talented people. There's plenty of talented people that lived a full life that you don't give a fuck anymore about. Like if Nas would have died when he was like his 20, 21, whatever
Agreed.
the fuck, solid, boom, superstar, right?
Versus like what he is.
Pop Smoke now. Pop Smoke just died.
If he would have been alive,
everybody thinks it's the greatest album in the world. If he'd have been alive, they'd be like, well, it's a Pop Smoke album. Like, it's cool. It's whatever.
Yeah.
So he's memorialized. XXX and Tashion memorialized in this
That's
time.
A great example.
So I don't think he's that much greater than Will Smith. If Will Smith would have died after he made whatever. If Will Smith would have died while he made Fresh Prince, he'd be the greatest actor ever.
Fresh Prince, along with some of the few things he might have done at that time, like.
I don't know, like Men in Black. I think he did Men in Black during that time.
Men in Black. What is that? The President movie. Fuck, I can't think of it. But whenever he was running away from the president, when they was doing like MK Ultra shit.
Was even the movie that they just had? They did the remake. He wasn't in. Everybody was mad about the Independence Day. Like even stuff like that. Like it's because he's memorialized. Like nigga, that's Will Smith. Like people, what the fuck? What people talking about?
Yeah. Even with comparing like like.
Jada always really loved Tupac. Like, okay, that's whatever. Go fuck.
That's her loss.
Well, I mean, you can't be with Tupac because he's dead.
Still,
but you got Will Smith. Like, what the fuck you?
Bro, if you still
about?
talking about I know she's not literally talking about Tupac, but if that was her mindset, bro, like, bro, get the fuck out of here.
It's like she went from. It's like acting like she went from Tupac to, who's like a B-level actor who's like, more
like
chestnut. Yeah, like that. Like I like he's good at his. I wasn't gonna say like him. I was gonna say like
had big roles,
like a Boris Kojo ass nigga, somebody like
dude,
that.
Yeah.
Like okay, yeah, cool, yeah. Let's bring him Tupac, but like nigga, this is Will Smith.
Yeah, hella talented. Can't
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I don't know who else has a famous ratio of husband to boyfriend.
If Will Smith can't motherfucking please Jada, men,
nobody can please Jada.
If Curry threes can't get Aisha wet enough,
I seen somebody. I seen that on. What's up with Aisha? She just wanted to be more.
She wanted attention from other men.
That's weird.
But yeah, she was. Well, guess who she was talking to?
Who?
Jada.
Oh, yeah. Like, and then Jada's like the red table. Like, why are you taking advice from her? She didn't fucking take advice from somebody else.
That's her new role that she's supposed to.
Like, why is she giving me advice on marriage?
I think Jada, she must have some amazing PR people because they know, like, once you get into that 50s in that role as a black woman, you can get into that Gayle, Oprah type field.
That auntie, like, we're going to tell you all our business. Like, Snoop Dogg got on there with the fucking button up, the glasses on. Like, he was all, she said, what'd she say?
You called my mom. You slapped my mama.
You slapped you called my mama a bitch. I see somebody made a meme. They was like, it was Snoop Dogg that said to her, he said, you did that to my uncle. I felt like you did that to my brother. I was like, bro, people are crazy. Like I said, the August Alsina thing, if they were separated and that's what they want to do, that's their life. That's their bit. Who gives a fuck? Right? August Alsina putting it out there.
I agree.
Howard Stern called him a dickhead. Like, he was like, why don't you shut the fuck up? You got to fuck Jada Pinkett Smith. Like, what are you talking about? He's like, I want to be in line for that. Why are you talking about it?
I agree, but if you realize if we really diagnosed what their relationship was, bro, Jada lost on both sides. Will not that much. Well, Will back with her now, but Will lost a lot of attraction to her. And August was like, bitch, you playing games. And I've seen women that was in that position and was end up losing out like that because they couldn't make up their mind. So yeah, even with we could call August dumb, but it's like Jada sounded like she was calling that nigga trying to get like that nigga was like bitch.
Well, it was more dumb for like wanting to air it out. Like, why are you airing this out?
Oh, that was
Like
was
people
just
had
straight
their
clout chasing.
people had their assumptions. Like everybody was assuming, but like you confirmed it. Like
Yeah.
we was fucking around.
Yeah, now that was clout chasing. That was probably album rollout and sales. But even for me, like with Jada and shit, like a lot of shit, how it was edited, like how nigga y'all, it was mental health and then it was fucking. Like you supposed to be Miss Red Table Talk.
I came here to heal him, and then we started fucking.
Yeah, like bitch, you ain't too. You not a great healer.
I see somebody put like Jada Smith.
Message?
Jada Pinkett hides behind that healer, woke spiritual woman, but she's really just as lost as everybody else. Like,
Yeah, the liberal just want to let me live my life. But like it's you just. Yeah, I get that.
Just get a divorce, like.
You say this partnership's better than the traditional role, but ultimately you just out here guessing and fishing with everybody else. Like I said the same thing. We talked about it. We still talking, but with monogamy, it's like, and me talking about polygamy, it's like, yeah, I went to polygamy because I was like, shit, I don't fuck with traditional monogamy. But then there's other versions of monogamy where y'all may not necessarily stay together, but y'all may be married. So it's like, we all fishing, goddamn.
At the end of the
we
day,
all fishing.
At the end, and this is, I know that was supposed to be in my in closing, and that lasted like 25 minutes. But in closing, if Will Smith was another regular guy, like not even regular, like he work at Luby's, but like I'm saying regular, like a guy that's
Middle
not
class.
famous, not even middle class, like he could be an executive at Warner, like
okay,
that we don't know, something we don't know.
Yeah.
She would have been divorced him.
Yeah, he's
But
boring.
it's Will Smith, like
Same with Steph Curry.
That's a part of your brand.
Aisha Curry would have found a way to either cheat or, if we look at statistics, women 80%, 90% initiate most divorces. So, like that just goes to what you said. Nigga,
Like,
Steph Curry,
but it's Will Smith. It's like you're not. It's for the like it's the branding. Like it's the Smiths. Like J. Cole in one of his songs he put I want that Jada and that Will love. I don't want that love. I don't want that. Like we're fucking.
We fucking
like,
in the same
if I'm
house.
like if I'm gonna bring a girl over and she gonna bring a nigga over, we're just gonna get a divorce.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah, especially if y'all not swingers.
I'm not gonna play that game.
Yeah,
like,
especially if y'all not. Like, if y'all swingers and y'all like sharing and that's y'all life. But if y'all
y'all all in the same room, that's just how y'all rock, whatever. But like, if we're like, I'm in a relationship with this person, you're in a relationship with that person, and we're supposed to be married, I don't know if I'm rocking with it.
I can see how that could work. You have like, because most women know that and then have side people, and then some men are cool with women having side people. They be cool with it to keep that
there's
person.
people that could do that, right?
That's what I'm saying. So it's
if they
done.
want to. But I'm talking about me. It's
Of
like,
course.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, we're done for it. Like even the whole like bad marriage for life. Like you supposed to be a fucking advice columnist and like
That's not great advice.
I know it's like supposed to be a joke. Bad boys for like bad marriage for life.
It's a joke, but it's truth because they're sticking to those core values of die together. We on it, and it's like, yeah, do we really have? Why do we believe that so much?
Like why? Our kids are grown. Like we don't need like most people stay together till the kids get grown, and then they get divorced.
And even then, what we would consider for me and my just thinking about me and my relationship, how we kind of just thinking. Even if we do break up, that don't mean I'm not by your side if you get sick or we may get physically divorced, but that don't mean I don't care about you anymore. That don't mean I can't be there for you when you need me. It's like
we can hang out on Christmas still. Like we're still a family. We got kids together.
I'm sure, and through time y'all probably could communicate even more than that for advice and shit. I'm just being real. Like that's just the wounds are not as hurt or whatever. It just so yeah, man. I don't know what made me say that.
I don't know. But that was my in closing. So in closing, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a big thumbs up if you watch on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud. Follow me on Instagram, Difran Daily. Just follow. Don't follow my personal page. Follow Difran Daily. Follow Absolutely Unsure on Instagram. Difran Daily is where I'm going to be posting like my thoughts on like Difran. My regular page, that's my family page. Like I want to post my life. Like Difran Daily is just gonna be posting shit. Like if I see something that hop up, like I'm gonna write my fucking caption. Look at this fucking bullshit. Or if I want to make a video about it, that's what that's it. So go follow that one, Difran Daily, and then Absolutely Unsure on Instagram, Absolutely Unsure on YouTube. Like I said, I just want to get 10 subscribers a week. Just 2 people go subscribe. Just go subscribe, comment. Hey, I subscribed. I love you guys. Do that for me. Brice, in closing.
Hey, man. Follow me on YouTube. Emerald Thoughts with an S, with a Z on Twitter. In closing, man, Snatch y'all motherfucking power back.
Live your life. Do what you want to do.
You're gonna be looking like August with the blowout. Traumatized because somebody did you wrong.
Bro, that nigga going through it. He going through it. But that's what I got, man. I'm tired. I'm not doing this for you guys, man. It's 12:45. I'm tired as hell. We started the podcast at whatever time we started the podcast. I say I go take the goddamn dog out for the potty break. And then I got to wake up early in the morning and do some other shit. So like I said, hustle, grind, do what you want to do with your life. Love your family, love your people. Tell everybody you love them. Fly high. COVID's here. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Wear your mask.
Hide your kids.
I walked into the store today. Nigga said,
watch your wife.
Nigga said, where's your mask? I said, shit. Let me go back to the car. I'm gonna
hide
get my
your
mask.
kids. Watch your wife.
And wash your hands. And wash your ass. That's all we got, man. It's your boy Difran.
It's B Neil.
Peace.